Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP summer offer on now until August 31st. Receive a $25 SOE gift card with purchase of a vehicle health check and oil change package. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. Welcome in however you are taking in the program, whether it is on the radio, 620 CKRM, 100 years old this year. Big celebration on Saturday, by the way. All the audio streams, you can listen to it, and of course, you can watch it through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. 3 hours for you. Here's the rundown. World Cup game just ended. Oh, mama. That's entertainment, if you ask me. We're going to talk some Open Championship today. It's my favorite golf major of the year. It starts tonight. It's around 11 o'clock. I kind of tuck myself in and I sit and watch golf and I zone in and out. We'll talk about that. Scott Schultz is on his way to the studio, allegedly. He's going to come in. It's the midweek sound off with Schultz. We'll talk about the Riders, where they are. It's kind of the quarter pole, kind of at the quarter point of the season. A win over Hamilton Sunday at home. We'll get into that with Schultz. More Rider talk in hour 2. We are going to hear from our co-host in a moment, but in hour 3, we're going to go to Winnipeg. Kenny Wiebe from the Winnipeg Free Press will talk Bombers. And we'll also get into what the heck is going on with Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg. Does he have a for sale sign on his lawn of his house? We need to know. We always love when you participate. Maybe you have some questions or concern. Treat this like an old request line back in the day. 936-6262. Prairieland Rentals text line. Prairieland Rentals, you hear me talk about it often. 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner. If it's a rental, a piece of machinery you need to rent, a power tool, a spade, I don't know what you're doing. It's your life, but you also can get Husqvarna lawnmowers, the robotic lawnmowers, all at Prairieland Rentals. Again, 600 Albert Street, 936-6262. If you want to call. Curtis is standing by. He doesn't have a signal that says when people are calling, but he's got to kind of look out of the corner of his eye. The toll-free number is 1-866-767-0620. We are going to give away some Rider tickets today as well. When you hear the cue to call, isn't that what they call it on the rock and roll stations? We also are going to, like I said, give away tickets to the next Rider home game with a little pick the score at some point today. So pay attention. Joining me today on this Wednesday edition for Regina Motor Products from the Piffles Podcast, Greg is back. And from the Regina Thunder. We got to talk some Regina Thunder at some point today because it's here. It's around the corner.
Main camp is starting this weekend, so.
Luckily, it wasn't last week. I don't know what the forecast is looking for this year. Last weekend, though.
That was hot.
Getting the fellas out there running 34, 40 degrees.
A lot of guys would cut a lot of weight that way.
Training staff have to be on their toes. Okay, so Piffles Podcast, you guys released an episode yesterday. Let's get into it. Tiger Cats game. Tiger Cats... I think you said Tiger Cats aren't very good.
That was the most anticlimactic blowout I've ever seen in my life. It was just there.
Would you have been worried if Bo Levi Mitchell was in, though?
Oh, of course. Bo Levi Mitchell has a way of just crushing Rider fans' dreams. He's very good at that, and he relishes in it. He loves coming here and playing. He says that several times.
Would you have been more worried, speaking of a guy that's had success against the Riders, if Trey Ford would have played more?
Yes and no. Don't get me wrong. I remember that Elks game very well, where him and Javon Leake lit up the Riders. That system is not made for it. I think they could have switched at the half, and I don't think it would have been any different.
Rob Vanstone was in yesterday, And he talked about when you break down the fourth quarter, Hamilton had the ball for 11 or 12 minutes.
Yep.
Like they were moving the ball.
Yeah, they were.
They were going up and down the field. And they just didn't finish. You can take the reservation, you just can't hold the reservation.
Exactly.
To use a Seinfeld quote. So they were moving it. Jake Dolegala, I don't know. They see him practice every day. The Riders did. Like, I'm sure he's got some skill. He's tall. He can sling the ball. But it just felt like maybe the telegraph at times a little too much. Where the ride, like the Tavon Campbell, the throw to, we talked about yesterday, Kenny Lawler, where he runs the go route close to the end zone. And it's almost like Tavon Campbell kind of baits it, knowing that he can get back there.
The thing about Jake Dolegala is he could throw it through a brick wall if he could hit the brick wall. That's always been his problem. Like, cannon for an arm is just inconsistent, but you're right, he does lock in. Tavon Campbell is very good at baiting quarterbacks. You saw that last year in the West Final too, where he hung back, and then he has the speed to make up that ground. Not a lot of defensive backs have that ability, but that's one of those live by the sword, die by the swords. One of those times he's either going to slip or not make it there, and the guy's gone for a big gainer.
We can get into a lot of it when Schultz is on his way. He's stuck in traffic. He tells me he's. Curtis thinks that's really funny that he's stuck in traffic. We can get more into that. Couple of other things. This. And I know there's people out there, it's like, oh, it's soccer. Can't stand the diving. I don't know anyone that says, man, I love the diving in soccer. Can't wait to watch soccer and see all the diving. Everybody hates it. But Argentina just beat England in another small upset. So it's going to be Spain and Argentina in the fun. Is that Saturday? Did we get confirmation on that? I think it's Saturday, isn't it? I got to say this, Messi is my favorite soccer player. I've just realized that this afternoon. I have a favorite soccer player for starters. First time in my life, 49 years, I have a favorite soccer player. I feel that he doesn't dive as much as the rest. I was watching, there was one play earlier, Curtis and I were watching, and it was a gentleman from England named Elliot Anderson. English name, very English name.
Very English, yep.
He absolutely hit, look at this in Argentina, this video that's going nuts. Oh, wow. Buenos Aires. He hip checked him. Like it was a blatant hockey hip check, and Messi didn't roll around. He looked up being like, is there a call? And I was like, I like this guy. It's kind of like hockey. Have you watched any of the World Cup?
I was watching more when Canada played, just to sit down and watch a random soccer game. That's not my style. I've been catching the highlights. But, yeah, like, Messi, when you're a superstar to that level, I think you hold yourself to, I'm not dealing with that garbage.
How come the other guys don't then?
Because they're not Messi.
We got Lee Cormish tomorrow. The other thing that I can't figure out is he plays in Miami.
Miami, yeah.
In the
MLS.
league over in North America.
Yeah, MLS.
If an MLS team, maybe this happens, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody, soccer guy or girl out there, 936-6262.
Oh, I think I know the answer to this question, but finish your question.
If an MLS team played Real Madrid, would it even be close?
No. What you see a lot is you'll see a junior squad, like basically a AAA team, come play the MLS teams. Like not a lot of MLS stars that are not Messi. Like Messi's on basically almost like a retirement. Like he can get paid, but right now he's trying to expand his legacy, so to speak, coming over to Miami as a favor for David Beckham, who owns the team. That type of thing. So you'll the higher end MLS guys, if they get a European deal, are role players. The stars still play over in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that actually I kind of think Maybe it is. Maybe it is a lot like the World Hockey Championship. So now that I think about it, where you have these guys, Denmark, Norway, they're playing in a European league.
House league, yeah, essentially.
But then they compete with Canada over there. Now, it's not Canada's team we sent to the Olympics.
No.
But it's Canada's, fairly good team. And I was just sitting there thinking today, I'm like, so this guy's kind of playing in a lesser, like the East Coast Hockey League. And then he's getting thrown into the Olympics, the World Hockey Championships, whatever. And I'm like, okay, that... Or are the MLSE teams better than I thought about?
They're better than they were in the original iteration of the MLS. But that's just the entire game of soccer getting better. Like, look how good Canada did this year. There's more pure athletes playing the game of soccer than any other sport.
Now I'm wondering though, did Canada really do well, or did Canada kind of finish where they expected Canada to finish?
They did better than they were expected to. Like, I believe they were 60 or 70th in the world. Like, they were in closer to 100 than they were 1. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, they ended up better than their rankings. So
the scores weren't super impressive, and they're like, I think the thing that we talked about is they beat the teams they were supposed to beat. They tied the teams that are kind of close, but 936-6262. Okay, and then today is Wednesday. Curtis loves this part of the week. We started it, I don't know, about a month ago. Where do you land Wednesday? And we'll be talking about it all day with all of our guests too. I threw this out on a hockey bus this year to some parents.
Oh Lord.
And we got a decent debate going. Okay? So almost everybody listening to this program, I know you eat fast food, or you have. After 49 years, I've got my first favorite soccer player now, but after 49 years, I don't think I have ever been with anyone, ever, that's ordered a fillet of fish.
Oh, I have.
I don't know how they're still on the menu. Who is ordering these things? I get the eating.
Good Catholics.
That's how it started in 1962. I was
Catholics
researching. Burger sales were going down in Montfort Heights, Cincinnati. So the franchisee at that Burger King came up with a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
Where do you land on fish sandwiches? And just maybe where do you land on what fast food do we want back? And I know people are going to say maybe the McDonald's pizza. I know what mine is. I can come up with. Where do you land? Where do you land Wednesday? Have you ever been with somebody? Are you someone that orders a fillet of fish, or a fish sandwich for that matter, at a restaurant? I just have never. 49 years, never been around. We're going to go to break. We come back. We got Schultz in the house now. Greg's sticking around. We're going to talk football and fast food, apparently. It's a SportsCage for Regina Motor Products, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Quick break. We're back already. And the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Here we go on the Where Do You Land Wednesday. Andrew, he's a regular now. We can give him a regular badge if we have anything like that. He says they're delicious. Fridays is Lent. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I know that.
It's a fish sandwich with tartar sauce and cheese, which throws me off. I don't know if I can do cheese with my fish.
I do not like fish. Fish doesn't agree with me. But the fish and chips and tartar sauce all day.
Yep.
I can do that. Over in England or in Scotland, perfect. Actually, the one trip over there, I ate too much fish and chips. I was like, that's really gross. I feel bad. So Andrew's in on it. Where can we go? Some more. Blair and Weyburn. My dad will destroy a few fillet of fishes anytime we're at McDonald's. He has done that for as long as I can remember. Did you say you saw one, Curtis, or someone saying...
Randy had a double fillet at McDonald's, apparently.
I need to see a picture of that. I don't know if I believe you, Randy. What do you just buy two and you just stack it and throw the buns away on the other? Man,
Do the old McDonald's surf and turf McDouble with a fish fillet jammed on it as well?
A what?
McDonald's surf and turf. You take a fish fillet and jam it on a McDouble.
Oh, come on. The one fast food that I wish they don't have it anymore, the BK broiler at Burger King.
Never been a big BK guy.
Oh, man, BK's auto. That flame broiled.
I don't mind it, but I'm not big on the Burger King oeuvre, to be honest.
Look at all these people that eat Fillet O'Fishes that are SportsCage listeners. Who would have known? You got the intro ready here, Curtis. We're going to give you some time to get that ready. Scott, by the way, Scott up in Saskatoon. Never had one. I'm told they're decent. Can't bring myself to try it,
exactly. It's like when KFC brought the double down. I'm looking at that thing and I'm going, no, I can't do it. Just no.
Yeah. At my age, I don't know if I should be doing that. If I was going to try it, I should have tried it a long time. Okay, keep it coming. 936-6262. Where do you land Wednesday? Let's get into some Rider Talk with Schultz.
The Midweek Sound Off, powered by Revive Men's Health Clinic. Treatment for men's ED without pills or surgery. Discreet and confidential. Visit revivemd.com. Lakeview Insurance. Get a second opinion on your coverage with Scott Schultz and his team. Protecting what you built.
Okay, he's in studio today. Sunglasses on head guy.
Oh, we'll take them off.
No, I don't care. No,
you know what?
You should wear them.
Put them back.
Wear them.
How about this?
There we go. Now,
These
yeah.
future's so bright, I got to wear shades. The old school.
Schultz is in the house. Midweek Sound Off. Lakeview Insurance. Revive Men's Health Clinic. Sunday's game. Let's go there. Dissect the game from your eyeballs for us.
Well, what did I say? 35-17?
I think so.
That's what I said last week. Defense did a better job. I think they came into their own. Now, you're looking at a team that lost their starting quarterback, so that poses problems for that team. But for our defense not to fall asleep on that and to have the outing that they did, pretty impressive.
First off, the defensive side of the ball, playing in that heat.
Yep.
Schultz. Take us. It was over 50 on the field, man.
It's real talk. I was listening on the radio because I got kids and stuff. So and plus I was not going out in that heat. The old teabag would have been sticking to the loincloth, as they say. But it's a real talk. It's real talk when you look at the sideline in the shade and the sideline that's in the heat. It is it's a monster, and that heat is the worst. I liken it to always playing in Hamilton in July. Through my career was the worst. We had the guys were on the same sideline. So I mean, if you had to taxi in and out, on a second down, and they're on the 5, I mean, you're sucking wind through your butt just trying to get out there. By the time you get there, you need a timeout just to collect yourself. So yeah, the heat gets serious.
Who's got the upper hand there in that heat?
Well, I mean, us obviously placement is king. So they got it. We're obviously out of the light into the shade. But the biggest thing you can do is just I was the one that my jersey, especially at home, always looked way darker than everyone else because I was just immediately with the water, just dousing, all like dripping, sitting there dripping because I could not take the heat.
Do the trainers say leading into the week, being like, hey, however much water you usually drink, we need you to do this, or we need you to put this supplement in your body, you need to eat 100 bananas. I don't know. Well,
the athletes will know. They put the big tub of the Stimo-Stams on the counter, and they're these little potassium pills. You just keep doing all that stuff, and so the big thing is but they're pretty astute to that anyways. They're always wanting you to get water. They always have hydration stations within the facility, within the meeting rooms, all that kind of stuff. So they really push it.
Defensive side of the ball. We're talking about takeaways and the defense, and we're like, what do the Riders have? 3 sacks on the day, but Dolagala, I like the 260 line. I hammered that as hard as I could. There's no way that guy was throwing over 260.
Well, didn't you? I heard you late on game day. You picked a prop of a
defensive touchdown.
Defensive touchdown.
You
I was
know
like,
it, baby.
Barney got it. I knew it. I was listening because I was listening on the radio. See, I pay attention.
I did hit that. I hit that. I hit the KSB anytime. I didn't get the Del Duncan. I hit the under. And also Dolegala under 260. The defense, though, and there's been some ins and outs, and guys are hurt, and guys are coming back, hopefully, and all that. Is there someone? Is it Jaxon Ford who impressed you again?
Was it Josh Woods that got the pick six?
Yes, it was Josh.
Baby.
I mean, there's 4 takeaways. We had forced fumbles, turnover on downs after Harris threw a pick. Like, that's big stuff, and that's like, you don't want to start talking too early about it, but like, championship teams they save the other sides of the ball when they're not performing. And one week it could be defense, the offense needs to pick us up, vice versa. That's what you saw a little bit of that. The defense kind of coming into their own.
And to go off of what Barney was saying here, Jaxon Ford 2 weeks in a row stuffing a short yardage, dude. Like, can you keep him off the roster? Or does Lacombo kind of outside looking in right now?
That's tough, and you never can tell what a coach is going to do, because sometimes when a coach sees that player starting to catch their stride, they want to puff them up and keep it going. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but Jaxon Ford has got to stay on the field. He does a great job on teams, and when he's utilized, you see what he's able to produce for himself.
You coached the game. You probably maybe even coached against Jaxon along the way at some point, but what is he doing right there? Is that just will? Is that ingrained a bit? I don't know.
He's one of those guys, like, you don't look at him and say intrinsically he's the ultimate athlete or he's the ultimate brain. He's just that kid that has made it onto the roster and has fought tooth and nail through injury, through competition. And I think it's just once he's on the field, it's kind of like who said it? I think it was a quarterback. It's like, once you put him in, they'll never take him out. And he's living up to that. He's making the most of his opportunities, and that's all he can do is continue to do that.
Because, is it physics or it just shouldn't happen? Like, Jake Dolegala is 6'7".
Yeah.
Like, he should be able to get yards there. I was down on field. Like, Jaxon Ford's not a small guy, but he's not a big guy.
Well, no man wins, and it's all level or all leverage, and he's putting himself in the position to make the right plays. And that's what coaches love the most is okay, we're going to put you in, but if we put you in, you got to make the play if it comes to your area or comes to your responsibility, and he's doing that.
With that said, how much of it is also coaching?
50-50. I mean, it's what you do with it, right? The coaches put the plan out there. They're always accessible. So if you're the type of player that needs more teaching or needs more discussion, the coach is always there for that. I know Jackson's always around the facilities, always in the room. So, I just think, being a Saskatchewan kid, the history of his family, he knows how big it is. And it's not so much like, I want to play and I should be playing. He wants to play and he wants to earn it, and he'll show you.
It's both a blessing and a curse to having the last name Ford being on the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
Okay, well, let's go into kicking.
Oh.
I'm not too worried about it. Although the only thing I'll say, and some people are like, lay off, but it's sports talk. We got 3 hours here. It's a bye week. And people are messaging in, and people did message in. What was it? Tie a can to him and run him out of town?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I don't get the can thing.
I don't get it.
Is that it's over my skis? You tie a can to him. Yeah. Does it make a noise? Is that like an old saying? Somebody enlighten us here. But it could be worrisome. The problem was it wasn't really windy.
Right.
So then I'm like, what's going on there?
And we talked about it last night on the pod too. He hasn't completed one over 40 yet. His longest is 38? That is a problem when you can tell. I don't say you can tell they don't trust him, but they're not running him out there where they would run Lothar out there to attempt a longer kick.
Yeah, what is it? The 5th game we've had here, so that is, I would like to see some longer attempts and makes, because those are critical points deep into the season when you need them, right? And so I'm with you on there, but the coverage teams have been dependable, and I think they're kind of sorting their way through it these first number of games. But we're getting into game 6, game 7, game 8. We got to start leveling off and making the ascent that we know that these guys can make.
The worst part is he has the leg. Like he's missing, but he's missing left or right. Like he just needs to get better prescription on those glasses he's wearing. I have no idea.
Well, I had freak accident. I had a little behind the face mask 2 weeks before. Chat with him. He was training.
Yeah.
And it was he didn't go into it, but how I read it is he was training and one of the elastic bands and it kind of snapped or broke or it flicked and boom, right in the eyeball, which I could totally see.
Yeah.
Freak accident. Like you said though, okay, so nothing over 40, and then I feel you can't missing converts and with no wind. I'm like, okay, how long? The thing is, there's a lot of chatter today already on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Yesterday, I'm sure Tegan had it on Monday as well. Is Renee Paradis is available or coming available? Maybe you know more.
He's because he's been hurt all year, so they have another kicker. But yeah, Paradis is about to be ready to play.
Is he a national?
He's a national, but here's the issue though. The Riders need 2 globals on the roster for the designated American spot. But it doesn't matter if it's practice roster or not. So when they released Vrede, they now are short that extra global spot. That's why we have both him and the punter as a global. What you could do, and we kind of talked about this last night, is technically you could bring back him as an American kicker now that Sexton's hurt, and then move Hale to the practice roster because you don't have to worry about anyone trying to steal him. And then you have an American kicker, you have 2 globals on the roster, and Daniel Wiebe is now your kick returner.
So the globals can be on the practice roster.
Yes.
A lot of rules. God, why can't we line up and just smash?
That's what the Baltimore Stallions used to like to do. I was like, speaking of getting smashed.
Yeah. I just don't. This is the part of the game where I feel like I have it's an Achilles heel because I'm not invested in all these rules and stuff. And it's like you said,
I don't get that. That's why I'm
2 guys
here.
equals 1 guy.
They are massively overly complicated to what they used to be.
Yeah.
But that's why you need 2 globals on the roster, so you have that designated American spot that you can shift in for 50% of plays for a Canadian instead.
Sure. It's just get the stock market out, get the ticker going. I don't know. It's just
calculus class.
It is. And then here's the other part. Meatheads like me sit there and don't understand it, and then it's what the crazy part is. It's the unintended consequences of all these little shifts that don't allow them to have the proper guys that they want on the field.
Exactly.
And that's the part that bites me in the ass.
Sexton. And we talk about the grind last week and the leagues and the teams and he's played in and just the want, and then he's finally got a spot where he's shining, and then that I think this should be the last time we show this. If you're watching the stream,
I've never actually seen this.
Mm-hmm. We don't show where it's sideways, I don't think. But who? So Greg, you think that Wiebe is going to be returning kicks?
I think until sorry, that's the first time I saw that leg like that. Until Letcher Jr. is ready to back to play, I think Wiebe is your play.
And what's wrong with Wiebe, right? U of S guy. I mean, and he's had some sparks already. So let's see if he can spread his wings.
I don't. And this is going to sound stupid because against Ottawa and even Sexton had good returns, last game too. It's the way guys can now place the punts and what they can do with the ball. It's almost like if we get a good return, bonus time.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on to it and just get us what you can.
Yep.
Like back in the day, I feel Schultz or like Greg. I remember watching, and you'd have obviously Gizmo or you'd have Jaycox or Holmes back there, and it was like okay, things are. But it was almost like they just kicked it.
Yeah.
Yep. Now it's like they are so skilled in how they can place the ball, what kind of spin to put on it. Schultz, even you've been on the field, catching a professional punt is hard.
It is. It's no easy feat. The velocity, and then you put on these spins, and then just the evolving techniques, like stuff that guys never would think about. All of a sudden, the ball's coming at you, and you don't know what to do with it.
I don't know. I didn't watch the home run derby the other night. Do they still have the kids in the field catching the ball? I think until a kid takes one right in the Mozambique,
it was close.
And he's
close.
out.
It was close. Yeah. It was close the other game.
They're going to get rid of that. I still can't believe they do that, but it's like catching a major league pop fly, or the Regina Red Sox. I was a softball guy, so obviously the baseballs, they go higher and further, but a punt, and I've tried to catch big punts, and I'm like, yeah, there's a massive skeleton. So Wiebe goes there. Maybe is Kim or Paradis?
I'd go Kim. Don't get me wrong, Paradis is essentially retired anyway. I'm surprised he hasn't retired already. He's got a full-time job as a firefighter in Calgary.
Oh, does he?
He takes the season off to keep on playing with the Stamps, but he's approaching his final curtain, so to speak, for his career, and he's always been a Calgary guy. I just can't see him going elsewhere. So I think Kim's your play anyway, especially if you can make it work for next year.
Not to put words in his mouth or what he's thinking, but Schultz, you've been around, and you have guys that are hometown guys getting on with their career in insurance company, all that. That makes a little bit of sense.
It does. It totally makes sense, and I can't. If he's got an established career, I can't see him moving out of province.
Yeah. The firefighters, though, I don't know what the leave of absence and how many overtime shifts can you pick up? Can you bolt back the odd week and put a couple in and
call some favors in?
Gets a call. He's kind of in Saskatchewan right now.
Well, I remember when I played, there was a nose guard who played on when I played during the time he played on both teams, BC Lions and Toronto. It was Noah Cantor.
I remember that name.
And he was a guy that he was from BC, and when he got to the end of his rope, Toronto would fly him in from BC and fly him wherever to play. Noah Cantor.
What position was he?
Nose guard. Bubba. One year he had 12 sacks as a nose guard. Noah Cantor did.
And so would he practice?
No, he was just in shape, and he would just go, and they would fly him in. Yeah,
sounds like he's on an NLL team.
Oh, it was crazy.
Lacrosse. I was gonna say.
Yeah. It was wild stuff.
Really,
Noah Cantor. Yeah,
that is cool. I was watching the game, and when they finally put Trey Ford in, but like we talked about, you and I, the start of the show, they moved the ball in the fourth quarter. Yep. Hamilton, the Riders, just picked it off and got turnovers and scored the points. But I thought there for a second, I'm like, it's 50 degrees on the field. You're Trey Ford. You think you probably should have started this game.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, Trey, go in. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
At least he'd be warm.
Yeah.
He'd be lathered up from the heat.
It's like you ran with him. You thought he was going to win the game. You thought, keep him in.
But
give me the next game.
Here's the problem with Trey Ford. I don't think they want him. I don't know why they signed him. They just went out and signed Harrison Frost today.
Yeah.
So they keep on adding quarterbacks that are more Scott Milanovich's style, which is not Trey Ford. So why did they sign him to begin with?
Well, it's always good to have one of those types of athletes in your back pocket if you can afford it, right? And, I don't know. I agree with you. I don't disagree. I mean, the guys that they're bringing in are of a certain style, and it doesn't... wouldn't surprise me if they're trying to work those guys in. So I don't know. Maybe they use them for trade bait later. I don't know.
Were either of you guys surprised? And I know there wasn't a ton of windows, and Tommy Stevens is doing his thing. That because somebody just texted in here, the name escapes me. They're saying there was a window. They were surprised that they didn't put Jack Cohen in. I'll read actually. It's something about, it's a development league. Is it? You're still trying to win games, trying to win the Grey Cup.
Still trying to win games.
Like people pay to play, or people pay to watch. Like you need to. You're also trying to make profit.
Well, absolutely.
I though think it's like, okay, if knock on wood, where we got to put another quarterback in. It's almost to the point where I'm thinking, I think Tommy Stevens might be the guy going in. They're going to run like borderline Wildcat.
Well, but here's the thing too. That game was close going into the fourth quarter. It was still a 2-score game going into the fourth. So you weren't going to put Jack Cohn in that. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone ever thought the Ticats were going to come back, but you're going to run with Harris, and then by the time the Riders were up by a ton, it's Tommy time. Like, you're running that clock out. You're doing that oddball Wildcat thing they're attempting. Mm-hmm.
It's impressive what Tommy Stevens is doing, though.
54 yards rushing, 2 TDs. I mean, he's starting to become like a legitimate weapon for these guys, right? So it makes it more exciting on how many other variations can they come up with to use this guy.
My favorite part about that is everyone knows he's not throwing the ball, and they still can't stop it. Like, they all know he's not throwing the ball.
Let's go there. Defensive side of the ball. You're game planning against that. You're coaching or playing. You kind of know what's coming. I want to get to this in a second, too. I feel like the offensive line isn't getting the recognition for AJ, for Conley's first, what we're getting on first down. But Schultz, they know what's coming.
So here's the deal. So you get a guy like AJ Ouellette coming back, right? And 83 yards rushing on 18 carries. The play action becomes more legitimate. So then that screws up the whole defense's, the feel of what the offense is attacking with. But there's enough tape now where you can kind of, like what you're saying, like, they're doing some quarterback option stuff and they're trying to get him involved. But that he's not going to throw the ball as of yet. So the defense then, if he's in there, AJ's out and participating but out, you can kind of key in on that kind of stuff, but you still got to play what's in front of you.
Well, I had to laugh too. Again, we talked about this last night. They're obviously putting stuff on tape to make other teams look for it because one package was Tommy was out there and they ran Trevor out to wide receiver, going, "Oh, that's a new one."
When NFL teams started doing that a few years ago, I'm like, "What? Light them up off the line. Let's see if they do that again."
Well, and then you talk about the offensive line. I mean, it's unbelievable what they've been able to do these first 5 games. They've done a good job. I think they've been steady.
I think they're kind of flying under the radar here for what they've been able to, the holes, and when you see them pulling and making the holes. And
last year when the CFL had that Pro Football Focus partnership, the Riders' offensive line graded as one of the highest most of the weeks, if not the highest. I think they were the best.
Say that again.
They were graded, like Pro Football Focus was grading the offensive lines through every game.
Are they still doing that this year?
I think that partnership.
We ran out of tokens.
I think so. The subscription, wrong card on the subscription. But
free subscription is up.
Yeah, but the Riders were always up above, always in the either top 2 or the highest rated. So I think if it was again, they would be. They are doing amazing work this year.
What are you seeing there on the offensive line? Schultz is the guy who used to go. Is it just?
It's just grit, like especially when you're saying, I agree with you. They're flying under the radar, but I mean, you look at the yards that they're able to put up, and what that does is it's the unintended consequences. If you put up those kinds of yards, Harris isn't running for his life as much. There's not a premium put on those key big plays. If you can just tee off and start pass rushing. So I think that it's kind of like a complete offensive team effort where you're getting, the coordinator is calling great games. He's mixing it up, and these guys are performing.
I'll ask you guys this question. Is recency bias going to play into it? Around the league, strongest Canadian receiver talent that we maybe ever seen?
Easily.
I
think so. I mean, it's, again, the positions that are really sticking out as the years tread on are the skill positions, and it's no surprise that the Canadians are putting in the work and the skills are putting them in positions that they're doing exactly what they're able to achieve.
Where do you you're in with the Thunder really well too. Where do you think about, where did this trend start? What are we going back to Claremont and Fantouz and Getzlaff and those guys out there, and then these, hey, it's possible, and then other, through the junior ranks And then the CIS, is it the off-season training? Is it the camps they can go to now? Or the academies? Schultz, where do you think that this is stemming from?
I think it's all of the above. So, some of it, I think, can hurt the game some. I mean, you get some overzealous parents and athletes thinking one thing or the other, but when it really comes down to just putting in the hard work, trying to navigate through the system that is here, the tiered system, through junior up into college. And even then, I've had lots of talks with lots of coaches and players in the last 2 to 5 years. Junior to me is the way to go. It's the way to go. It's a continuation of development.
Are you on the payroll?
No, but I did get to guest coach.
He did guest coach,
and I didn't. I just yelled and screamed, and I wasn't doing too much coaching. But I see that, and so and then you see, like, just in general, how many Saskatchewan kids are in the NHL, right? There's something about the kids that come from this province and how they work and the way that they drive towards their goals. We're having success in sport.
Sorry, are you saying go play junior couple of years and then you're ready to go to because I know how it used to work, where you could go junior and then you could go Rams or Huskies and play till you're 27, you're on your second marriage.
Yeah.
But are you just saying kind of go for a couple years, get your feet, get that, because you're not strong enough yet?
Well, the biggest thing is you're playing against men. The exciting thing that I got from going over to the Thunder and getting to see those guys was, it's just, they say it's just one level above high school, but what you can do in high school versus what those kids can do, it's night and day, and it's exciting to coach, and you can see the development amongst multiple players on the spot. Rather, high school is more of a slow drip, and you're really nursing these kids along. And then when you ratchet that up and you look at the U Sport programs, and some of them are better than others. Some kids can come out and they might fit in, but a lot of times that kid might make the choice to go to U Sport, and then all of a sudden they sign five junior guys, and you're the sixth on the depth chart.
And actually, what I've seen the last couple of years since I've been with the Thunder, you're seeing a lot of college guys come back to junior while they still have eligibility, because that happened. Like the
I don't want to ride the pine.
Yeah, they're constantly churning out guys. So with junior, you have to be able to bring those guys along as you can.
And as it stands, it just so happens, 2 of the top 5 programs in the entire country for the last 2 decades are in this province. So, I would say that, I like U Sport, but.
Well, and what Murad's doing with the Thunder, and let's not kid ourselves, the Hilltops pushed them to get there.
Oh, heck yeah.
And what they do up there. So look at us already. We're getting long in the tooth. We got to go to break. Curtis is telling us we got to break. We're going to get back. We got to get down to brass tacks on this Fillet O'Fish thing, too. It's the Sports Cage. It's the midweek sound off, and we're doing it for an hour today with Schultz. Greg from the Piffles Podcast is with me. It's for Regina Motor Products. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Wednesday, it's the midweek sound off for Lakeview Insurance and Revive Men's Health Clinic. Schultz is in studio with us. So, Ed on the text line, Prairie Land Rental Styles, 936-6262. He's on the YouTube chat. He says, tying a can to a cat's tail used to be a thing for kids who were jerks. Schultz, I'm surprised you didn't know that, Schultz. That sounds like you lied.
No way. I bullied the bullies, right? So I was kind of like the ultimate good guy. If there's bully stuff happening, me and my buddies would go bully them.
That's right. Reverse bullying.
That's how it worked. It worked.
Fight fire with fire. Okay, we got to get to the Prairie Land Rentals text line here in a bit. I know you said your dad or someone regularly eats Fillet O'Fish.
Oh yeah.
All my American family, as soon as Lent hits, Fillet O'Fish it up.
So you've been with somebody at McDonald's that's ordered one? I've never had. Even back to the old blue styrofoam that used to come in.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So I am in the minority, I guess, because people are
just hey, anyone Catholic, they've had a Fillet O'Fish.
Yep.
I get the fish on Lent, but then why go to McDonald's? Why not go to get like a good?
I go to Happy Joe's and
fish and chips wrapped up in newspaper.
That's what you get, but you got to go to one of those places that has an all-you-can-eat option, right? And it's usually on a Tuesday,
of course.
on Quan Street. I'm not going to give credence to anybody out there.
No, not a client.
But I'll go there.
Is there? Where do you land though? Is there a fast food that you miss that you would like to have back?
In the break we were talking, I used for sure in college snack wraps from McDonald's, a little fajita type snack wraps. You get about 10 of those bad boys and just sit there in the meetings one at a time, sucking them back cheap. Like hot dogs.
They were cheap, like a lettuce, a sauce, and a little tortilla, and a cut in half chicken finger, basically.
Oh yeah! Wow, they say it's a chicken finger.
Yeah. What was the one that KFC had?
The Twister I saw, and I remember the name, but I don't remember what it actually was.
It was basically a chicken finger with pepper, mayo, and lettuce and tomato.
What about the Mexi Melt from Taco Bell or Taco Time?
I'm Taco Time guy. Yeah, I can eat Taco Time 3-4 days a week.
Oh yeah,
quesadilla and Mexican fries.
I love that. I'm trying to think. If the BK broiler I said from Burger King, I still don't know why they got rid of it. It was a grilled chicken breast. I know that it probably wasn't real chicken. Like it's kind of like it's like what's in a hot dog. It's all good. I'm cool with it. It tastes good. But yeah, and then I think they must still have a fish sandwich.
I would assume so.
Just go get some fish and chips.
Yeah, you got to get the chips.
Go get some fish and chips. I'll die on this hill. I still would love it if Subway cut the buns the old way.
Oh,
the V groove,
the hollow,
the V groove.
I love that.
Ask somebody to do it, and in this day and age, they look at you like you just landed on from a spaceship.
It's like they don't have the technology to even do it. Sounds like NASA. Oh, we can't get back to the moon.
What do you mean? What?
Too many of them were cutting their hands. That's why.
Are you serious?
Get serious.
It's probably this could be an insurance. I should dive into this and look, see if there's a liability issue.
Curtis, you're young. You turned 28 yesterday. Get the mic to your face here. Have you ever in your days had a sub from Subway? They're a client as well. Love Subway. When they cut the bun the old way. Do you know what we're talking about?
I can't swap my camera right now. No, I have never had the bun cut that way before.
They took it out in like mid 2000s. I want to say it's been a minute.
It's been a long.
It's been a minute.
That was in the old days.
I think the last time I asked someone to do it, and I got like the deli meat one because I was in Vegas and it was really late at night, and I was I was in who cares country. Probably a few sprinkles down or up, and it was like, I need the cold cut trio. Let's go old school. And then I asked, can you cut it the old way? And the lady was kind of our demographic, maybe a little bit older. And she's like, I haven't done that. I don't think ever. Let me try. And she did it, and she ripped it out, put the meat in the paper in there. Folder, and I get a little marinara.
Oh, yeah.
I get a little marinara in there.
Sauce,
and I was like, this is taking me back to like 1995.
Man.
Right now. Anything else you can do to get me back to those times? But yeah, I guess... I've never been with somebody that ordered a fillet of fish. Where do you land Wednesday? See, Jeffrey saying the cold cut combo is a classic as well. Okay, back to football. Let's go rest of the league.
All right.
Right now. If we got a minute and a half, if you're ranking things, so maybe this is a better way to put it. Who's the team that no one's talking about?
Well, I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention, but Montreal's doing well, but no one seems to really be, carrying their flag. I mean, for me, tier 1 is Saskatchewan, Edmonton. Tier 2 would be Winnipeg, Montreal. Tier 3 of the league would be Toronto, BC, and then the bottom would be Hamilton, Ottawa, and Calgary.
You put Winnipeg in tier 2?
I think you got Calgary too low. I think Calgary. Problem with Calgary is they're too inconsistent. They run hot and cold. That defensive line is going to be an absolute nightmare once they're healthy.
I hate Calgary. I always have.
That's
I'm
fine.
Very biased.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I don't know. I think the story of this season is going to be what happens in Winnipeg right now with Dru Brown still practicing. Like, how long until Zach's back?
Yeah.
Like, hey, if Winnipeg has some QB problems, I want to watch their fans go through it. This will be fun.
Oh yes.
We got Kenny Wiebe from the Winnipeg Free Press coming up in hour 3, so we can get into all that. BC, are we still? I think we're not talking enough about BC.
They're too good to be like they have too much talent to be as inconsistent as they've been.
Yeah.
I think, and so that's the dangerous part. Again, no one likes BC either. Like, I don't like them. No one has liked them for quite a long time. But the thing with them is that's the dangerous part. They're flirting with it's right before the water starts to boil, right? And if they get that, if that stuff kind of phases in for them, they could be a challenge.
Darkest before dawn.
Yep.
You're right. They have way too much talent to be this inconsistent. So at some point they got to figure it out. But I'm hoping we're up by 6 games before that happens.
Midweek sound off. Thanks for coming in. Lakeview Insurance, call you.
Yes, call me. Always check me out online. We'll get you looked after.
Come out for a chat and Revive Men's Health Clinic. We'll go to break. We'll be right back. It's a Sports Cage on the home of the Rider, 620 CKRM.
It's time for the Sports Ticker. Brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Rent a water heater and water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400 when you switch to Reliance Heath.
Argentina is into the final of the World Cup. Over England, 2-1 today. They'll take on Spain. Western Canadian Baseball League tonight in Regina. Brooks is in town. Moose Jaw is hosting Fort Mac. Saskatoon welcomes Lethbridge. And Swifty plays host to Energy City. NHL news today, Steve Yzerman, no longer the general manager of the Detroit Red Wings. He's allegedly taking on an advisor role. It's developing. It's for Heath Water Rentals. Rent a water softener and heater for $1.20 a day. Get $400 cash back. Some conditions apply. Call on Reliance. Hour 2's coming up. Greg from Piffles Podcast is here. We got Clutch Performer, and we are going to get to a load of text messages, some funny ones on the Prairie Line Rentals text line. We'll be right back after the news. Welcome back to the Sports Cage. Greg from the Piffles Podcast is with Curtis and I today, and thank you for everyone who's participating on the Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner. We don't have many guests on the Western Pizza guest hotline today, but I'll give it a shout out. Western Pizza, perfect pizza. All you people driving home right now, you don't really want to cook tonight. Go grab a wheel, maybe the Greek favorites. Don't sleep on the lasagna. They have Dino lasagna, ribs, salad. Your local Western Pizza is ready for you tonight. Where do you land Wednesday? You haven't played the jingle yet. And I am, yes, last week you were so excited to play it. Do you want to go with it once?
Where do you land Wednesday?
Gotta love it, Curtis. And then I love the throwback, like that sitcom.
That felt like a You Don't Know Jack game, like cutscene.
Yeah, I feel Saved by the Bell.
That also works.
I feel like Screech and Mr. Belding.
Yeah,
I just do it for the people, the fans.
You're doing good work.
Thank you.
We talked soccer. 2-1 Argentina over England. Gloria Evans is still in the building with her Union Jack. She's very sad. I think Messi is my new favorite soccer player, actually my only favorite soccer player. I can't wait for the final, and I can't believe I just said that. We didn't talk about this, but the Steve Yzerman thing in Detroit today.
Big news.
Out as general manager, staying on an advisor, but then there's like conflicting report. It doesn't sound like he really wants that. So that guy is iconic.
To Detroit hockey? Oh yeah.
Like, what is Illich thinking there? And I am going to talk in about 50 minutes time. So if you got it about the Open Championship, it is the last major of the year. We're going to get into sprinkle of the day. I will go through some of my sprinkles that I have. I'm heavy. I am dead serious when I'll say tonight at 11 o'clock, I might make a bowl of popcorn because we're batching it. Yep. The girls are up at the lake. The boys and I are at home. He won't really care all that much until Sunday. And I will doze in and out of consciousness for the next 2 nights, watching, passing out. I love it. I've been there twice. It's like bucket list stuff. This course that they're playing, Royal Birkdale, is on my bucket list. Now it's kind of become very difficult, even as a Royal member. It's become difficult to go to. But we'll get into all that in a bit.
I played it the other night on PGA 2K25. They added it. They've been actually adding the majors courses as they got to them this year.
My son says the Royal Regina is on his.
Someone may have made it, but
it's really good.
Yeah,
Whoever made it.
Someone made Nipawin.
Waskasiu?
No, 2K made Nipawin.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like it's on there. Beautiful course.
That's the time you have to do. Okay, and then where do you land Wednesday? You heard the jingle. We are. I've never been with anybody in the history of my life that I remember that has ordered a Fillet O'Fish from McDonald's. Apparently, there are a lot of people out there that order them. I get the Lent thing, the Friday thing. Go.
Have you ever tried a Fillet O'Fish? Are you knocking it before you try it, Barney?
I'm not knocking. I never once said I'm knocking it.
Just the concept alone is just so disgusting
to you. I just don't know how it stays on the menu, basically.
But even a fish sandwich, like I don't mind, like I said, a fish and chips. I will gladly eat a chicken finger, but I'll have a chicken sandwich. I will have a fish stick occasionally. I can't imagine having a fish sandwich.
I don't want to knock it until I try it.
You should try it.
If I order one in the next hour here, can we cut it in quarters and try it? Are we all on board?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, Prairie Line Rentals text line. First off, we had a call during the break from Dan and Mel hanging out in Swan River. That's good country up there. That's nice country. Dan says, you know what I miss? I thought they still had it. The Whistle Dog from A&W.
A little bacon, a little cheese on the hot dog.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And they don't have it anymore?
Apparently not.
What about the animal burger? I talked about this.
Oh, and you can make any burger an animal burger. You can still. When I used to run rigs, the crew I was on.
White sunglasses?
I did not own white sunglasses. I had some gold ones and some burnt orange ones. But yeah, buddy of mine we worked with always ordered the animal burger, 5 patties.
Yeah, do they? Can you still?
Oh, you can still order it. Yeah, you just have to pay for the patty.
Sure.
You can order extra patty, but yeah, you're paying for every patty.
I remember the first time I ate an animal burger. It was at a bantam hockey tournament in Lloydminster.
Yep.
And it was like this old. It was an old wives' tale or urban legend.
Sure.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, no, it's not possible. So I went. I was like, I'll get an animal burger. I'm like acne in there and well, then they gave me one. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I ate it. And I didn't feel so good.
I was that Buster Pump.
I think we still had to play that day. I'm like, you idiot.
The best, speaking of fast food orders, best thing I ever seen in A&W. Guy walks up on my brother's softball team, big guy, nicknamed Gruesome, looked like an ogre.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm not a home wrecker. Give me the whole family.
Oh. And he killed it? He ate it all?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Baby, teen, mama, papa, grandpapa, all of them.
Is there that many?
Yep.
Oh. The owner of the
Holy man.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Speaking of good Catholic families.
Though Randy on the text line saying they had the Whistle Dog in Winnipeg a couple months ago.
I thought they may have brought it back for a short period because they did have a Jays deal for a while, but this year's got the sub dog. So
this is Scotty up in Saskatoon. When he texts in, he's usually got something good. I talked about Subway and cutting the sub the old way.
Yeah.
We should just everybody out there, next time you go to Subway, ask them to cut it the old. Let's see if anyone actually hits, if it hits anywhere. But Scott says, bring back the Subway stamps.
Oh, yeah.
That was iconic. When you got that free sub, when you filled up all those stamps, and then if you lost that card, oh boy.
Bad night. It was a bad night at the bar.
Where did I put that card? I pulled my faceplate out. I walked into the house. I thought I had it in my cargo shorts or in my hip pack. What did I do with it? That's a good one, Scotty. James, I don't remember if I ever ate here, and it was a Regina institution.
Burger Baron?
Yes.
Oh, I miss Burger Baron.
He says the triple burger from Burger Baron. What was so good about it?
I don't know what the triple, but I always would get I can't remember if it was a Double Bear and Double King. I always get them confused. Those were good burgers. And then you get with gems. You would,
excuse me?
You get with gems.
Jams?
Gems.
What's that?
Tater tots.
Oh. Was it a fried burger or like a grill? Because Burger King and Dairy Queen have the grill. I love it.
Yeah. I believe it was fried.
I worked at Burger King. The only job I ever was fired from.
But the funny thing is about Burger Baron is, even though they were a chain, they all had different owners and they all had their own menus.
Kind of like old school McDonald's.
Yeah.
They were the founder. They
still got Burger Barons up in Edmonton.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't watch The Founder and not go to McDonald's or order McDonald's right after watching
That's such a good movie.
The McDonald's
Makes you crave a Fillet O'Fish.
Rob V, not Vanstone, Fillet O'Fish, very good. That's what he said. Bring back the KFC Colonel Burger. Delicious. P.S. Leave the kickers alone. Rob from Rosemont. I knew this was coming. Yeah. Can we have the backstory and why you got fired, Barney? Okay, here it is. I was very part-time.
More part-time than you should have been?
No. I showed up. It was... The other thing I remember about Burger King is making the Whoppers, and then one night we went to a party, and I showered and everything, but that onion smell...
You can't get that off.
Because it was no gloves back then. Our old school, we were no gloves. Subway, didn't matter where you go. No one's wearing gloves. But there was a busload that came in, and when that bus rolled into that parking lot, Circle Drive, Burger King in Saskatoon, it was like, fries down, burgers in, because you're just, you know you're going to get rocked. And I was working the board that you made the specialty sandwiches, the chicken sandwiches, and I think it was stupid, like 99-cent chicken sandwich time. So she was like, and get this, and get this. So I put everything down, shake and fresh. Well, the one basket that had all the chicken burgers in, I didn't shake.
They're all stuck together.
And it went, and it was it was like the size of a big football clump of chicken. And I lifted it up, and of course everyone was ordering chicken sandwiches, and now they're freaking out, and the floor was so slippery back then. I remember it. And then we parted ways. It was like, all right, you are done. I'll next time I go home to my mom's, I told the kids, and they thought it was funny, the story. I have my
nameplate.
Nice. So there's the story for you right there. Thanks for asking. Andrew, this is wild. I sent a text about the Fillet O'Fish on my Facebook feed. Is nonstop posts about them. Technology, man. Oh, you're getting the algorithm.
Algorithm, yeah.
Algorithms. Danny Croft. Oh, he was talking CFL rule changes and just the meme of guy from Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
And
when he's counting cards.
Confused me. Roscoe still love KFC dipped in gravy. Who doesn't?
That's the only way.
Who doesn't?
No, also KFC cold. That's probably the best way. Next day chicken. Next day chicken out of the fridge. Oh yeah.
I do it. I don't like it.
Oh, that's the best way.
While we're giving out free shout out Mary Brown's, nothing wrong with Mary Brown's and their gravy and their tots.
No, those are good. Those are good.
Okay, we're going here. Barney, don't order that Fillet of fish. It's awful, Pat.
Okay, I got to do a point of personal privilege. One thing I miss, Ultimate Burger from Dairy Queen. They don't make it anymore.
What was that?
It was essentially their version of a Big Mac, for lack of a better term, except it had like tomato and like fully loaded, and they don't make it anymore. And I give them the gears about it all the time. I miss it.
Don't sometimes you go to like your fast food place or sub place or whatever place and wish you could just go back there and make something old like yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Like I do it at sub places all the time. I'm like, oh, how much would it cost to just go back there and do my own thing?
Wow. Like a self-serve kiosk at like the grocery store. It's just going to be a self-serve restaurant. You just go out there and you're like, oh, you can go turn on the fryers, go fry your own fries, cook your own burger.
Well, that's essentially what Fuddruckers is. They just cook the meat for you.
Now that's good times right there, baby. That cheese pump thing.
Oh yeah,
that's a little piece of heaven, right there. Randy on the text line. Salisbury burgers. How awesome with onion. You ever eaten at Salisbury House in Winnipeg? one of those?
No.
Do yourself a favor.
I've never.
Do yourself a favor. It is like Country Kitchen meets Waffle House in the States, which if you've never eaten at a Waffle House, you're missing out, meets the old Wolko or Kresge's cafeteria.
Oh, yeah, the old Zeller's cafeteria, yeah.
No, we don't have a Salisbury House in Saskatchewan. Someone's asking, how about KFC gravy the next day when it's cold out of the fridge? Eat it like Jell-O. I think we've all, or you try to dip some cold fries in there, you're like, whatever.
That was a Greg 20s Saturday morning trick.
You start going back, and I'm like, I wonder why I'm taking phenylfibrate for high cholesterol at this point.
I've avoided having to take pills for my blood pressure. So
Benny, here we go. It says the only fast food I will eat is the cheese and egger. Double up the egg, add chipotle sauce from Old Angel. That sounds gross, Benny. I'm all about. I've done the add double egg at a Tim Hortons in the morning. That's not bad. But then the chipotle sauce. Benny runs.
That's good.
Benny runs hot.
The chipotle sauce is good.
Benny runs hot. He's he works like hard man's labor. James, one of my son's buddies in high school, worked at Quiznos. Are those still around?
Yes.
They had him on video handing out 5 free subs to all of his buddies. Fired immediately. He went home, cut up all of his Quiznos t-shirts. Apparently, James.
Hey, having the buddy that worked the closing shift at his sub and pizza joint, best thing ever.
Statute of limitations. Let's go. 1990, the 22nd Street in Saskatoon McDonald's, 1993 to probably 1996. The crew that I ran with, a bunch of their girlfriends worked. Great gals. Oh, and we would go to the drive-thru. I remember this. We were talking about this the other day, me and one of my buddies. And we would make a weird order. I forget what it was. Then they would know it's us.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you get to the window and it is bags of McDonald's. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then that's when we first learned about putting McChicken sauce on a cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That, if you had a friend that worked in the fast food industry, I had a buddy that worked at Vern's Pizza too.
Buddy of mine, Mooseman, showed Krusty's Pizza, no longer there. Pizza and subs. It was an icon. Somehow he'd always put in buy the sliced pizza in around 9 o'clock, for that liquor, just in case, you never know who's going to come in late. And when it's closing time at 11 and we're picking up and heading to a party, guess what we had?
Yeah. I remember. This is just good. Look at all the messages coming in here. I know this is a sports show, but it's a bye week and we're having fun. I had a friend that worked at the Saskatoon X a couple of years, and I think it was at one of the like Oriental-ish flavored restaurants, and that was his thing. He'd put a bunch of stuff down, and then they would yell at him. But what do you do? I remember this one time. What are you doing? It's like closing, and he's like, "Oops, sorry." Then they had all this food, and then we swooped in, and we're like, I'll give you a toonie for that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they sold it. That's a good one. Carter doesn't text in much, but we love when he does. Carter says the Salisbury House in Winnipeg is legendary. Carter, now
I've heard about it. I've heard the legend, never been.
Oh boy, we got Kenny Wiebe from Winnipeg. When he comes on, let's ask him what Salisbury House in hour 3, talking about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Let's go to break, and then let's go back. Clutch performer, and then let's get into more on that. Who is the team? Maybe there's a couple that we aren't talking about, and why in the CFL. It's a SportsCage for Regina Motor Products. On this Wednesday, Regina Motor Products summer offer on now until August 31st. Receive a $25 Esso gift card with purchase of a vehicle health check and oil change package. Visit RMP today. We'll be right back.
The SportsCage Clutch Performer for Keln Solar. Thinking about saving money by using solar power? Keln Solar is a local family company that can put solar panels on your home, business, or farm. KelnSolar.com.
It's amazing how many people want to talk fast food. I absolutely love it. Keln Solar, Clutch Performer. Okay, Curtis, I don't know if you got the picture for my Clutch Performer. I don't know if it's actually him, but it says it's his name, and it's hard. Isn't it hard to make a Facebook account and not be you? Like, wouldn't it get flagged? Anyway, Logan Stankoven apparently was on Facebook Marketplace in Kamloops selling his hockey sticks. Brand new Warriors.
All right.
Do we think that's legit? Is it not legit? Am I dumb here?
I have no idea. I honestly avoid Facebook unless it's something to do with Piffles or the Regina Thunder at this point, or sharing stuff with my parents.
I have a hard time believing an NHL star would be on there selling his sticks. I don't know. I don't know if that's clutch or unclutch or if it's just confusing. Curtis, do you have one?
Yes, I do have one here. So, for a clutch performer, well, for sure, we wanted to talk a little bit of Regina Thunder. I saw that the CJFL pit Regina's Peter Borscht at number 1. So, giving a clutch performer to Peter Borscht for being the best player in the CJFL.
Absolute beast. And great kid.
Do you have another one?
Do I have another one?
No. Okay, anyway, clutch performer is for Kellen Solar, Lumsden, Saskatchewan. They're actually talked to the boys today. They're busy going out giving quotes. People want to save money with solar. They can do that. There's lots of time left. Give them a call. They'll come out, give you a quote, let you know if it's possible. Kellen Solar, Lumsden, Saskatchewan, family-run business. Let's get back into Borscht and the PG. When does camp start? This weekend?
This weekend, yeah.
Is Borscht back then?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, he's 4th year.
I have to add, like, was there a chance that he was leaving, or what's the?
I think there was some youth sports interest. Obviously, all the athletes every year, there's some interest in, especially when you are the reigning PFC MVP.
And he had a good stint with the Riders at camp.
At training camp, yeah, and he's still practicing with them. He's on the practice rosters, so.
Is he in school?
I don't know actually what he's doing, but he's definitely practicing with the Riders, and he's definitely with the Thunder. So it should be a good year from this year.
He is gonna run roughshod or rickshod if you listen to the Monday Nooner. Like, he is gonna have a year, isn't he?
He should have. He had a year last year. Like, the only, and I don't say this is gonna be a hindrance. They have a young offensive line this year. They've graduated a lot of their offensive line. So the first couple of games are going to be a real test for them, but I think about game 3, game 4, when they're a complete unit, there's going to be a lot of people turning heads, and the talent they have behind Pete right now.
Okay, yeah, just talk about that.
Yeah.
So first off, the young offensive line, but I'm sure they brought in some good farm boys. Some good city boys. What do they got there?
It was funny. I had to laugh. I was bugging Scott McCauley this year because I do our signing graphics every year, and I think this is the first time in like 5 years we didn't sign a kid out of Lembert or Kalali. Like, it's they got some good kids coming in. They got some like we were talking with Scotty. There's some U Sports guys that are coming back that want to play. They want to get off the bench. So we've got some, like...
Any names you want to throw out? Or?
3-4 year vets. I got to admit, I don't have my roster in front of me.
Okay.
I know the stars at this point. I don't know the new kids they brought in yet.
What do we got at the quarterback position?
They're going with a younger kid, Jaden Zelyanka.
A good name.
Very good name. Hard to spell. So many Z names on this team. It's wild. But no, Jaden...
Is his nickname Z?
Oh, probably. All of them are. But no, Jaden's a good kid. Sorry, my hat fell off. Jaden's a good kid. Second year. It was a pure rookie last year. Was the backup.
Where's he from?
Regina kid.
Okay.
Played at Riffle, I want to say off the top of my head.
And then what? Okay, where else are we strong? Or the Thunder strong? I guess unless I get a tryout, I don't know. I didn't even get to go to media day 2 years ago.
I think actually they, like I said, other than some offensive line where, like I said, they got some young kids, the defensive line, they pretty much brought most everyone back. Some guys are coming off injury that got hurt last year. So they're going to be really strong defensive on the linebacking core. Somehow they always find a really strong linebacker out of Yorkton. The ONF is stepping into where his brother, who, I'm drawing a blank on the brother, who he was on the Riders practice squad last year. He's graduated on. So there's some really good players on this team.
Oh, is that the linebacker?
Why am I drawing a blank? Ken Nefa. He graduated. Yeah.
Do we know about the rest of the league at this point?
Hilltops are going to be the Hilltops. The team that actually I'm very curious about is Calgary. They completely have a brand new coaching staff. Eli Buka, former Rider, is taken over as head coach and has brought a bunch of guys over. He was with the Calgary Dinos and looks like he brought some young staff with him, and they brought some new athletes in, so they're kind of a question mark. They've always been kind of that second tier. It's usually Hilltops and the Thunder. Then underneath that is
Winnipeg-ish.
Winnipeg and Edmonton Huskies, and sometimes the Colts are usually finding it out, and unfortunately the Edmonton Wildcats are always the redhead stepchild.
Is there ever talk of another team coming into this league?
Actually, a few years ago, they actually announced a Lethbridge franchise.
Yeah.
Sounds like the funding and just the plans fell apart, and that was shortly before the pandemic or halfway through the pandemic. It just never materialized.
Do they play all their games at Libel?
This year, every single game will be at Libel. Just due to they typically play the Hilltops game, Banjo Bowl weekend, at Mosaic, but with the Foo Fighters taking over the stadium.
Oh yeah,
because they played the Tuesday after the Banjo Bowl. All the games are Libel this year.
Speaking of the Banjo Bowl, I think it was James that texted in a little bit ago asking, are there any seats on the Piffles Podcast Banjo Bowl bus?
Sold out. We sold out before the the season began. So I guess we priced too aggressively. I know that for next year. Guess what's going up next year? No, kidding.
Classic.
Yeah.
Why not just get two buses?
Because Steve does not want to organize a second bus. That is why.
There's got to be a Salisbury House stop in there this year. So the camp starts this weekend, and then are you guys do an exhibition game, like a neutral site again?
We're playing Winnipeg in Brandon. I want to say it's actually in my calendar. Let me pull it up. In 2 weeks.
Oh, quick.
Yeah.
Coming at you. There's a little PJFL.
PJ?
What's it called? PFC.
PFC.
PJ. I got PJ on the mind. That's...
August 1st, we're in Brandon at, I want to say Vincent Massey High School. Playing,
Is that where you played last year?
Yes.
What's that like?
It's all right.
Yeah. And are you guys talking as a team organization just about next year the field changes? Is there any consultation with anybody or
consultation? As far as I know, like I go to Thunder meetings. Obviously, Murad brings a report from the league. I don't know if the CFL is talking to the junior teams per se as much as I don't think anything's going to change with the league. It's going to be kind of a wait and see what happens. Most of the PFC teams don't play on CFL fields. Thunder would be the only true exception, and that's only against the Hilltops or playoff games.
Any talk about changing it to PJFL? Just kidding.
They were the PJFL. That's why I laughed. I'm like, were you in a time machine?
That's what it was. I wish, man.
I know the guy that did the logo.
We're going back, getting the BK broiler. Saskatchewan Rough Rider Foundation 50/50, riders5050.ca. Early Birds Prize, we got some time. You got some time. Deadline is Wednesday, July 22nd. So next Wednesday before the game, you're going to buy your 50/50, but get in on the Early Bird Prize because this is another doozy. This is a good one. We have the Taste of the Maritimes tour for two. Return flights from Saskatchewan to Halifax, 7 nights hotel accommodation, some meals included. That's seafood place. I'm going to Halifax in September, and I don't eat seafood, so I'm a weirdo when I go there. Or take $7,500 cash. Again, riders5050.ca. Next Wednesday is your deadline.
So you got beef with the Fillet O'Fish and you don't even eat seafood?
You get that lobster and the crab. I went to Boston and like, oh, let's get some chowder. And I'm like, I'm going to get out of here is what I'm going to get. No, I can't do it. It doesn't agree with me, and I do not like it at all.
I agree with you on the fish soup. That just seems wrong.
Lobster. My wife tried this lobster roll a couple of years ago in Charlottetown. And she's like, I'm trying it. And they were like, it is so, they like, everyone was like, it's so good in the sauce and this bun and all that. I got a picture of her. I got a video and it almost looks like she is it's coming up. And she was like, it tasted like rubbery and fishy. And I'm like, that's exactly how it looked like it would taste. So I'm glad I didn't try it. But it was like, it was her thing. She's like, I am trying it. What is all the hype? To each their own. To each. Hey, I like borscht. Speaking of borscht, I like borscht. A lot of people don't like borscht.
Not a fan.
Some people don't like kubasa. I like kubasa. We're going to get back into Where Do You Land Wednesday because the texts are coming in here. It is, and we're going to talk the Open and Sprinkle of the Day when we come back. It's a Sports Cage streaming through our YouTube channel, sportscage.com. Okay, it starts tonight. Talked about it off the start of the show. It is, I love the Masters because we're just coming out of the deep freeze. Things are melting. There's like light at the end of the tunnel for golf season and just spring and summer in general. But the Open Championship and something about golf courses in the UK and Ireland, I just have always loved it. And I got to go from, I think our first time we were 32. Group of us went and we played and we went and hubbed out of St. Andrews, did that, want to hear a crazy straight? St. Andrews, the old course, right? What is there, like 6 courses there? Yeah. And it's just a Scottish town, like the pubs, and it's so much fun. You can kind of walk almost anywhere. We stayed, I want to say 2.5, 3 blocks from the starter shack of the old course. And then behind, you keep walking, and then there's the Jubilee, there's the par 3, there's a putting one. And then on the other side of town, there's a Newcastle course. I think I'm missing one. But anyway, we had a old course reservation in our package, which you pay handsomely for. Back then, though, it was 2010. So I guess how many years ago was that? And how old I was. But it was like, okay, we got to bite the bullet because we're not sure if we're going to do the ballot and risk it when we get there. We just like, let's just pay and make sure we're playing it. But me and the 2 of the buddies went to the starter shack on the second day of the trip, and it was later in the day. But the other thing too, I always tell guys or girls, if you're going, go in May and June. Because the sun stays up so long, because you're north when you're in Scotland, and you can literally golf till like 11 p.m. Mm-hmm. So it was May, 3rd week of May, and the gentleman at the starter shack, I remember, I wish I had a BlackBerry back then, and I wasn't on data because I was scared. It was like, we were like, hey, what's the deal with the ballot? Like, we want to try and play it again on a day that we're playing in the morning somewhere else. We'll come back, try and get in. What should we do? And where are you guys from? Great guy. And he goes, well, boys, let me show you something here. He goes, see this tee sheet? And do you see these times right here? Yeah. He goes, these are all for the university. He goes, university's almost out of, like, they're on finals. A lot of them are done. And he goes, these probably ain't going to be used all week. And we're like, what are you telling us? He's like, I would come back tomorrow at, I think it was 5:30 or whatever. So sure enough, we went out the next day, played our round wherever it was, bolted back into St. Andrews, grabbed our stuff, went down. He's like, yep, 20 minutes. You guys are going to be on the tee. What's going on here? Walking. And I think then it worked out to, like, on my credit card, 90 some or $100 Canadian. Yep. We're like, okay, this is unreal. So then the next day, I think we played, it was too far away, Glen Eagles, where the Ryder Cup was. And we just got back too late. But then the next day we went and played something. It was like Carnoustie Day maybe or something. And we went back and he was working again. And he's like, the Canadian guys are back. And he's like, yep. He goes, yeah, it'll be a little bit later though. He goes, you go, it was like 6:30 or 7 o'clock or whatever. He goes, come back then. So we went back to our guest house. I had pictures. I remember this. And it's a public park. When you golf a lot of the courses there, you're not like, there's no beer. You drink a few beers before. There's like no beers on the course, or you can't take carts, stuff like that. But we went on that second time walking on, and we had a bottle of vodka, and we had some Gatorades, and we played the old course like we were playing Green Acres or Tor Hill. We just walked around drinking, smashing, and we were like, we got to the end. It was like 10:30 at night. And like, boys, like we walked the old course and got cranked and golfed for like $90-some, and then we played the one in our package. So then it was three or four times we played that track that trip. It was just mind-boggling, and how different it is from day to day.
Oh yeah,
like. The second time we went, the first time we played it, my buddy from Scottsdale and I, the flags were limp, and he went out and tore it apart. And he was about a 4 or 5 handicap, and he shot 72. And then the next time we went, the wind was blowing, and then the wind changes, and then weather comes in off the sea. It's just, I've always loved it. And the other wild thing is I remember we're playing Kingsbarns, and I had about 70 yards. And the grass people go, it looks so ugly. And for some people, sure, it's subjective. But the grass is really different.
Yeah.
And those stupid gorse bushes that look nice, you're not finding anything in there. He, the caddy on first round, I said, I don't know, what do you think? And he goes, putt it. And I'm like, I look on my watch, old school, and I'm like, I got like 70 yards. He's like, putt it, watch. He goes, aim there and just putt it. So I putt it hard, sure enough. And I'm like, okay, well, this is different. I said, I've played links courses at home, but you ain't putting it from over there. So I've just love it. I can't wait for it. I'll watch it tonight. So sprinkle of the day for Sports Select and the Open Champ. Will you watch any of this? Like probably the Sunday?
I'll probably watch maybe a little bit on Saturday. Like I'll catch the highlights, but yeah, Sunday, if I'm watching, it'll be Sunday.
So at sportselect.com, you can bet on under the futures right now. So this will be closing tonight. Will there be a hole-in-one? Will there be a playoff? Then winning margin, and then winner. So let's go to winner. And I'm going to tell you where so far I got my action. I got Victor Hovland as, I think I have him to win. I have Matt McCarley for a top 5 finish. That's a long shot, gut shot.
That is a good shot.
There, I got Shane Lowry, top 10 from over there, plays well. I have a bunch of guys we're never going to hear of again. I got Corey Connors, my Canadian guy, top 5. He was sitting at 23. These are all wins, Curtis. I was just going. And then I got Tommy Fleetwood for top 5. But for my wins, I'm going Tommy Fleetwood on a win. So Sports Select's got him at 13-1. That's actually a little bit low. I don't mind Hovland to win as well. I'm taking kind of guys from over Europe anyways. Wyndham Clark, did you see him on the driving range or it's on social media too? He was like practicing with a hanger. He uses a coat hanger on the driving range. Scary. He's coming off a great showing at the PGA. So maybe a little dabble on Wyndham. Is it his year? And then let's go way down. Let's see. What's the first Canadian? Or what are some of the Canadians? See, Ricky Fowler at 77. He plays well over there. Adam Scott plays well over there. There you go, Canadian. Connors, 99-1. Why wouldn't a guy?
Yeah.
Just a little.
Oh, especially if it's a sprinkle, right?
And then go way down, Curtis. What do we got? Anybody good? Jason Day's 118-1. He's not playing well, but still, he can. Got to put it together for 4 rounds. And this golf course, Royal Birkdale, it's on the bucket list to play.
Nick Taylor at 154-1.
There you go. Canadian Nick Taylor. Sahith Thagala, 167-1. So there's some great value out there. And it all starts tonight. And I'll get home tonight, and while I'm making supper and after supper, I'll play some first round bets. Because you got to keep Thursday interesting.
Molinari, 323-1?
Yeah, he hasn't play and all that much, but you can go way down there. Sportselect.com. You can make your picks online, generate a QR code, and then take it to your Lotto Spot retailer. Let them scan it. Every bet is 100% legal and a chance of winning cash in hand. The Open. Oh, absolutely love the Open. Okay. We got to get back to some of these text messages. Let's go to break. And then we'll come back. I see a bunch of you. I see Kevin, Dean, Millsy, Roscoe, Ben, James, and more. Oh, and there's Jeffrey, too, with an interesting one from Calgary. We'll be right back after this.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, the Cooperator Center, Moose Jaw Temple Garden Center, and online at extremehockey.net.
Okay, Argentina into the final of the World Cup over England today. They go with Spain. What is it, Sunday here? Gonna Saturday night there? Curtis, you looked it up? Western Canadian Baseball League in Regina. Sox are hosting Brooks. In Moose Jaw, Miller Express hosting Fort Mac. Saskatoon hosting Lethbridge, and Swift is hosting Energy City. Check the website or call your team because sometimes that website is not always right. NHL, Steve Yzerman no longer serving as the Detroit Red Wings general manager. That came out this morning. Really weird. He's going to stay on as an advisor, possibly. Story's developing. We'll have to keep it. It's for the ticker. The ticker is for Extreme Hockey and Sport. Progressive baseball sales on. Save 10% on your first item, 15% on your second, 20 on your third, and 25 off your fourth, and they'll throw in a fillet of fish. Just kidding. Every item after, too, you're also saving 25%. Score big on bats, gloves, helmets, training gear, and more. They're local. They support local. Under new management, Extreme Hockey and Sport, McIntyre Street. You're going to see all the baseball stuff there. Then they got the flylights that are rolling in, new hockey gear, and so much more. That's a heck of a deal, though. 25%. If you're a baseball dad, what do you, cheer or dance?
Cheer.
What do you buy for cheer? Uniforms?
Yeah.
What kind of sneakers? LA gear?
No, those are now a cheer shoe that you basically have to buy direct from a manufacturer.
No, are you kidding?
Oh yeah, no, it's a pyramid scheme inverted cone the entire way.
Oh, are you? How many trips would you go on in a year for cheer?
Cheer? There's at least 5 trips every year. I want to say almost.
So you have to order these shoes?
Yep. Or you can buy them at cheer competitions, which I'm certain have only a modest markup on them.
No one's thought of sending a pair over somewhere. Man, can you replicate these?
I'm certain that's where they come from to begin with.
Oh man, that is that's something else. Okay, what are we at here? 6 minutes, Curtis. We got to get some text messages. What did you say that you wish you could get again? Fast food?
The ultimate burger from Dairy Queen. Had circle bacon on it. Like, literally, the bacon was a circle.
Like, not like back bacon?
No. It was like regular bacon, except it was in the shape of a circle. I have no idea how they did it, but it was amazing.
Curtis, what was yours? Mike to your face. Kurt, what was the fast food? Did we even ask you? What was the fast food that you wish they'd bring back? A piece. Because how this all started on Where Do You Land Wednesday? Where do you land Wednesday? Is I'm like, I've never been with anybody that's ordered a fillet of fish.
Yeah, the fast food I want back is I really liked the turkey club from Tim Hortons with the honey mustard. The honey mustard was bomb.
They got rid of that?
Yeah, they changed it. They changed like the recipe. Like they made the bread better and they got like some better bread, but they got rid of the honey mustard and then they layer on the mayo like it's honey mustard. It's not a replacement. It's different.
Kevin's on his way to Saskatoon, which I was supposed to be too, with DA for Zach Top. I really like Zach Top. I really want to see Zach Top. Just couldn't fit it into the schedule. Kevin goes on the Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. After listening today, not sure which one to stop for after the concert, a fillet of fish or BK chicken sandwich. Haha. Go to the one at 51st Street. And
one in each hand.
Go to the one at Circle Drive there on your way back, which is close to Sass Place. and then say,
Barney
hey, my buddy got fired from here. Dean wants us to ask Kenny Wiebe when he comes on in hour 3 from Winnipeg, talk about Dairy Whip in Winnipeg. I've heard of that. Old school drive-through, walk-in, pick-up restaurant, excellent burgers, Dean in Regina. Okay. Millsy isn't getting in on the good. Millsy wants me to drop a shout out here, and I will because he's a beauty. Hey, Barney, you should give some props to a weekend of fastball at Bob Van Emp, Joe Gallagher, Glen Reeve Parks. Lock your vehicle. Senior A men's, senior women's, and masters men's. 23 under 23 men's. Lots of great ball out there. Millsy, if anyone's going up Saturday for the day, let me know. I would just like to go to the beer gardens at Bob Van Emp. It's been years. Crush a few, have a patty. Here we go. Roscoe, off to fam reunion in Elbow. You can come eat my borscht, Barney. I'm finicky though. It's got to be like Baba's. Barney asked Kenny Wiebe about borscht at Bernstein's Deli in Corridon Avenue, best Jewish deli in the land. Curious if Weebs frequents the old Heights too. Oh yeah, Silver Heights. Have you been to Silver Heights in your time in Winnipeg? I've been telling you to go.
Can't say I have been.
Come on, man. You got to go belly up to the bar there. The ribs are unreal. James, Barney, I've been to Halifax and Charlottetown. Be careful when they push the appetizers on you. Many taste like snot. What? No, they don't. No, they don't. And then Jeffrey on the YouTube chat. There's a new Arby's opening in Calgary. Far too few these days. Used to be a huge fan. And then when the cholesterol started spiking, I think that's one of the things.
Never been an Arby's guy.
No? Didn't they used to, what was it? What was the deal? 5 for $5 or something like crazy?
Yeah, something stupid like that. Like, 5 sandwiches, whatever it was. But
roast beef cheddars. And that sauce hits.
Can't do it. The funny thing is, if I got talked into Arby's, I would always get like the chicken Swiss.
Really?
Yeah, and then and the curly fries. I will like the curly fries.
Randy texts in, messages in, says Wayback Burgers are good in Winnipeg.
Wayback's everywhere now. They got
Are they?
Yeah, they opened a Wayback out in the Greens. There's a Wayback in Yorkton. That's the first time I ever had Wayback.
Never heard of it. Just between you and me, Dan, I got to read it now. Had a drunk buddy who couldn't say Fillet O'Fish after the third time. He said, "Give me an F you Ken Fish," or whatever. Love the SportsCage texters and the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Okay, that time of the week, we get to talk to this weapon from Croft Electric, croftelectric.com. Croft, you've been listening to the program, and where do you land Wednesday?
How you doing, boys? On the Fillet O'Fish.
Yeah. You ever?
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Like, I'm a big fan of fish and chips, but once you put it in a bun with that slice of Great American processed cheese on it, I think it just does something to it. Is it actually fish? Do we know?
I don't know. You know what? I have one on the way. In hour 3, we are going to cut one up. And I told you I was ordering one. I'm ordering one. Croft Electric, what do we want to talk about today, my man?
Hey, yeah. I'm still lost on it. You actually ordered a Fillet. Sorry. What our preferred customer program, of course. We want to get people in and get thinking about those fall projects. And I know we're just getting into summer. That seems like, silly to start thinking about fall, but we want to start getting ahead of some of that stuff. Making sure you're ready for harvest, making sure you're ready for the winter. I hate starting thinking of that, but let's, get ahead of it when it's more cost effective to get it done.
Are you heading out to the lake country quite a bit? Maybe people noticing, or they're out there and they got problems. You guys can bolt out there?
For sure. We're at Regina Beach today. I got a crew out there taking care of one of our clients. A little bit of a renovation, a little bit of an addition. So yeah, for sure. We love coming out to the lake. The boys actually like it. They take their lunch break, sit on the dock, and watch the boats go by.
Probably tarps off.
For sure. Take that Croft Electric shirt off.
Someone brings a fish sandwich, and they all look at them weirdly. No, and then also though, Crofty too. The other thing, people, if they're doing a big job, you guys can get it financed.
For sure, yeah. Check it out on our website. It is literally called Finance It. You can apply right online through our website and get pre-approved, figure out what you want to do, and we can take care of everything like that. We all understand, the economy and everything, so we want to be as cost-effective as possible, and sometimes that's the best way to go.
Why should people follow the socials?
Oh, follow those socials for those Tip Tuesdays. Make sure you're following it, get ahead of some of those things, and of course the Friday Funnies. We have a great social media department. Chastity takes care of that, and there's some good ones on there. There's some that I even chuckle when I see. So yeah, for sure, follow on those socials. Plus, we run promotions, monthly specials and stuff like that. That's the best way to keep track of those.
Right on. The number 306.
306-586-1333. And this time of day, the other great place to check us out is on the web at www.croftelectric.com. There's a book online feature there, a tab. There's also, you can get right into our preferred customer program right online.
Right on. Good stuff. All right. Keep being deadly, bud. We'll probably see you on Friday.
Yep, see you Friday, and happy birthday.
Belated to Curtis?
To Curtis, yeah.
Yeah, he gets a quarter of a fillet of fish.
Oh, wow.
In hour 3.
Like, put a candle in it.
If we had one. All right, Crofty. Thanks, bud.
You bet. Bye.
See you later. Croft Electric, like you said, croftelectric.com. Okay, we're up against the clock. Hour 3. Kenny Wiebe, Winnipeg, Free Press, talking CFL, talking Bombers, maybe a little Jets in there. And we are going to carve up a Fillet O'Fish if it arrives. SportsCage. Streaming through our YouTube channel, sportscage.com, and on 620 CKRM. Thank you for making time on this Wednesday and tuning in. We're into hour 3. If you missed any of it, you can go back in podcast form later. Check it out for Freeze Tallman Lumber in Regina and Fort Capel. Delivery available, more than a lumber yard. They have siding, doors, windows, roofing, decking. Freeze Tallman. Wow, it is the text line. See, you guys are good. You guys make the show happen as well. On Where Do You Land Wednesday, Curtis? Do you want to play it one more time today in hour 3 here?
Where do you land Wednesday?
I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked how many people have either eaten or bought or know people that eat fillet of fish. I've never, in 49 years, I don't think I've ever been at a McDonald's where someone's been with me and been like, I'll get the fillet of fish.
Safe to say I never saw anyone eat one until I was well into university. Like, I guarantee you no one from Mooseman, Saskatchewan was ordering a fillet of fish when we went through a McDonald's drive.
Like, and I remember, and some of you, because a lot of us are in the same demo out there, I remember the blue it came in the blue styrofoam. The Big Mac was like an off brown.
It was a brown thing, yeah.
I think that's kind of where I end. The cheeseburger's always been in the wrapping.
McChickens were in a white one.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And then they had that, like, what is it? Not a BLT, but something with a cold and hot and all that. And it was like a white double styrofoam. That's sort of like the big breakfast. Do they still have the big breakfast?
I don't think they do.
But yeah, there's people out there, and then it's just kind of where do you land on that, or just where do you land on what fast food and what you would like to bring back, or what do you like? And we got people in Alberta and Manitoba and coming at us with a lot of stuff we've never heard.
McDLT.
Very nice. Scott in Saskatoon, I think, is the clubhouse leader, because I said Subway, and all the years blend together after COVID. It must have been 5-7 years ago. I asked the lady at the Subway in Vegas late at night, I think it was at the Casino Royale one, if she could cut the bun the old way. And she did. And she was like, I can't believe you asked that. I remember eating these as a kid. So she did. And I was just, but nowadays you can't do it. And then Scott said, Subway needs to bring back the stamps. All had the stamp card for Subway.
Now they got the app. They all have the app. It's basically just an electronic stamp card at this point.
I was somewhere with my wife the other day, and they're like, do you guys have a stamp card? And I forget, and we're like, I'm like, we're just going to lose that anyway. is all that. Randy on the text line, just right at us. This is the first one of the. I thought there'd be a few people liking it.
I wanted to bring this up, but they bring this back every once in a while now. It's like a yearly thing at this point.
And when I was filling in on this show, like over 2.5 years ago, and just for jokes, Curtis, keep it head up out there.
Head on swivel.
Was I ordered one, and me and whoever was opting at that time, we ate, and I was like, meh, nah. The McRib.
I love a good ribwich. Like Costco's got those. Well, they did. I don't know if they still do. They were a bachelor house staple.
Did you ever look at the sodium in them?
I did. When I was in my 20s, did I care? No. But yeah, me and my buddies before heading out to the old establishment. We had a bunch of those.
Yeah. Now the McRib. I don't know. Lots of people on the Burger Baron. Now I wish I would have tried it or ate there.
So good.
Yeah, no, I just
back when they only had that one on Albert Street, we would make a pilgrimage from the university for Burger Baron.
Really?
Yep.
Man, it's well. Oh, and the KFC people. People loving their KFC and eating the gravy cold and eat. You said you like KFC cold?
KFC cold, yeah. Fridge chicken the next day, KFC. Oh yeah, especially if you got the extra tasty crispy. Oh yeah,
used to love doing it. All that. Also for the next hour, until we're gone here. This is the time. You want to win tickets to the next Rider home game? It is time to play SaskTel Pick the Score 936-6262. You might as well throw in your where do you land Wednesday answer there too. What is the score? Edmonton, Saskatchewan next week. Curtis is going to spin the wheel of winning. Chance to win tickets to the next Rider home game. If you're the closest one of everybody that's playing, you have a chance to win a $200 SaskTel gift card as well. It's all brought to you by SaskTel. It is SaskTel Pick the Score. Still too early for me to play into this, but do you have I'm interested to see those two teams go at each other because Edmonton's kind of turned the corner here this year.
It's going to depend on how the Riders handle Justin Rankin. If you can keep him to a minimum, you're going to win the game.
BC Edmonton Friday night this week. That's a measuring stick a bit as well.
Oh, 100%. This is going to tell you if the BC Lions have finally turned it around because they won going into the bye week. Can they keep that momentum despite having the week off?
I think BC's going to have big trouble, grande trouble with Rankin.
Thing is, though, they've got the athletes. That's the weird part. Like they've got a really good defensive core. It's just like they blamed the special teams coordinator and they fired him. I honestly think it's Benavides' defense. I really do.
Someone messaged in, I think it was a couple weeks ago, it's like, how does this guy kind of stay employed, or he's been around so long and all that. And Montreal, Calgary, back-to-back. Interesting part of the year.
Those back-to-back games are fun. It should be fun. It was getting a little chippy at the end of that game, so I think it's going to carry over.
What's Calgary's game this year? Like the Stampede Bowl, or what? Did they have that already?
They did. That's the game that they destroyed Toronto on.
Oh. What was the trophy like?
It's the same trophy.
Same? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a horse's head. But and they do it for the Open Stampede. That's why it's called the Stampede Bowl.
The last weekend, though, like 67 points in that one. I didn't watch that game, did you?
The
Montreal, Calgary.
Oh, yeah. Montreal was leading quite handily. At no point did it look like they were going to lose, but then all of a sudden the Stamps found a second life in the last 3 minutes and made it very interesting. But also Davis Alexander, once again, limping, bad hamstring.
We're going to, like I said, we're going to have Kenny Wiebe on, so we can talk Winnipeg in a bit. What happened with Toronto in that game, do you think?
They're blaming the schedule, and don't get me wrong, it's not great. I'm surprised that they kept on flying Toronto back home during this Western swing.
Yeah.
Like, you think they would set up a hub somewhere, but yeah, no, they flew them home the entire time.
Then I forget we were talking, and somebody said like how expensive that would have been to hub it out, and then you get to eat all the staff.
But you got to think about the flights, and yes, I guess honestly, what would have been the smart thing? Keep the games in Ontario. Try to grab that fan base.
Everybody thinks that was the case. There was a number of stadiums. It was all laid out. It was all right there. There was no business doing this.
I understand that, but here's the problem. You look at what BC did in Kelowna, and everyone going, why didn't they do this? I fully understand why the Argos did what they did. They're making a killing on those games.
Oh, there's Prairie Land Rentals text line. There's so many we got to get to here, and we will before the hour's up, like Jason in Red Deer. We'll get to that now. And we're waiting for our Fillet O'Fish to show up here. We'll go to break. We'll come back. We're going to have Kenny Wiebe from the Winnipeg Free Press joining us. It's the Sports Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. We're on 620 CKRM. SaskTel picked the score 936-62-62. What do you think the score is next week? Riders and Elks. We're going to get to a bunch of your text messages in the Prairie Land Rentals text line in a bit. And if you're watching the stream, there it is. I'm a man of my word. It just showed up. The Fillet O'Fish. We are going to try. I'm going to try for the first time in my life, I think.
Me too.
A Fillet O'Fish and Greg as well. But let's get, you want a pizza, you want a wheel, Western pizza, any of the Greek favorites, a lasagna, maybe some ribs. Call your Western Pizza on your way home tonight. No need to cook. Joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline from the Winnipeg Free Press, also the Kenny and Rennie Show. It is Ken Wiebe back with us today. I know you've had a busy day covering golf. You hadn't had a chance to tune in, but we're kind of, where do you land Wednesday? I have never seen anyone, Kenny, in my 49 years, I've never been with anyone that's ordered a Fillet of fish. I'm like, how does this stay on the menu? I have no idea. So we got into a whole fast food thing, and there are a lot of people in Manitoba letting us know about different places to eat. And they're like, when Kenny comes on, you got to ask him this. So Benny first off said, okay, ask Wiebe about the borscht at Bernstein's Deli. You ever had that?
I've been to Bernstein's, but I have not tackled the borscht there, no. But okay. Given the Mennonite roots, I am familiar with the product.
Dean, I said, ask Kenny about Dairy Whip in Winnipeg.
Yeah, very good burger there. Yes, quality burger, and you can get a good sundae or milkshake. Yeah, very good.
Okay,
I would authorize for sure. And Bernstein's also very good. The sandwiches there are also quite fantastic. So,
and then we had other people, and I was able to, I guess, venture in for the first time 2 years ago to a Salisbury house. Oh, buddy. It's a Waffle House meets the old Kresge's Wolco cafeteria meets a country kitchen.
There's a lot happening there. Yes, there's no doubt. There's signature burgers. Yes. I'm not a frequent visitor, though. And I do have to say that the Fillet of Fish, I have ordered it, but not in the last 35 years, probably. More of a big crunch combo, KFC. Again, and I do have to admit that when I was playing junior hockey for the Winkler Flyers, I once combined a McChicken and a quarter pounder with cheese into one gargantuan, monstrosity, someone might say. But it was quite tasty when you're burning calories at, 17, 18 years old.
Did you ever try the animal burger from A&W? 5 patties?
No. But there was a time in my life I would have been up for the challenge for sure. Just don't tell my doctor.
Yeah. We were going through things earlier, and I'm like, no wonder I'm on my high cholesterol pills. But okay, we move on here to some CFL talk and other things here. First off, last week we talked about it a lot. Dru Brown, he didn't get into the game. He was only one practice, but he's one practice and good enough to go against the Argonauts, which in a game they win. How did that all unfold from your lens, Kenny, and you covering the team?
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. I mean, I had a wedding on Friday, but so I wasn't at the game. But it just definitely curious to, listen and watch. There were lots of opinions, and then certainly more opinions when the injury to Zach Collaros happens. The whole reason of getting the insurance policy was to have the insurance policy ready, but I guess you never plan on your starting quarterback getting injured. So there was certainly some pushback within the market for sure. A lot of armchair quarterback coaches saying it was a massive mistake. Now, I guess, again, you look at the end result. Elgersma got the job done, even though he sort of, I guess if you want to say it, he had the training wheels on. They didn't exactly have an expanded playbook for him, but Dru Brown looked very good in that Friday victory, throwing for more than 300 yards. He brings a little bit more mobility in the pocket. Yeah, but it's super interesting. I mean, quarterback is such an intriguing position in the CFL. There's always this aura and luster around the backup because you don't see the backup very often. So everyone wants to see more, but often when they see more, they don't like what they see. So, but again, Dru Brown gives them more than an insurance policy, guys. I mean, this is a guy they didn't want to lose in the first place to Ottawa when he signed as free agent, but they couldn't offer him more playing time, which is what the quarterback wanted and essentially needed and got with 2 years as a starter. Dinwiddie comes in and he's sort of thrown onto the discard pile with Jake Mayer coming in. And then all of a sudden Dru Brown ends up back in Winnipeg, and he happens to end up in Winnipeg at a time when, guess what? Zach Collaros happens to be in the last year of his contract. So let's follow the breadcrumbs a little bit here. Yeah. There's no quarterback controversy because these guys are great friends. And, Zach was the mentor to Dru Brown and then was happy to see him get a starting job. But I mean, Dru Brown's probably not just here to hang around. I mean, this is a guy who wants to play, and eventually, there could be opportunity for him, I guess. That's the way I would best put it right now. Just a quick update. Collaros missed both practices this week with the neck injury. He's been in gear and in pads, but hasn't been a participant. Now, the game's only on Sunday, but, it would look like the stars are aligning for the Dru Brown revenge game in Ottawa against Dinwiddie and the Redbox.
Is Taylor Elgersma taking it okay, or do you feel that he's like, well, I would have liked to maybe have another shot or maybe with those training wheels off?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I mean, these guys are professionals. I mean, Mike O'Shea went out of his way to say, of course you see the disappointment in Elgersma, but you also understand he is a professional athlete, and professional athletes know that you better stay ready. And if you're hanging around with your lip hanging around, pouting, your next opportunity is probably going to be longer than you want it to be regardless. So he's handled himself super well, guys. I mean, we talked about it the last time. He's got a big arm, but again, you're learning a new playbook. Like there's a lot to take in when you're, a young man learning the CFL game, even though he's played in the Canadian game, all those things. You're looking at your playbook's a lot different than it was in college, all of those things. And again, this also doesn't mean like Dru Brown doesn't have a contract for next year. So this doesn't mean that automatically Elgersma is going to have to wait 5 years like Jordan Love did behind Aaron Rodgers. But it also means that right now, for a team that wants to be a playoff team and a contender, they're not ready handing the job to Taylor Elgersma, as a first resort. I mean, I'm not saying it's a last resort, but a guy that's been a starter for 2 years and had been in the system previously for parts of 3, I mean, I think we could all put our heads together and say that makes a lot of common sense that you would trust Dru Brown more than you would Elgersma, even if you still believe Elgersma can be a CFL starter. And I think that hasn't really wavered either. It's just that Dru Brown is a more CFL-ready quarterback today. And again, competition is always good, right? I mean, sometimes you have too many quarterbacks in the quarterback room, but I don't see this being an issue for Elgersma or any of the other quarterbacks in the room right now. But, I mean, the beauty of it is when you're trying to win, I mean, you have competition, and that usually brings out the best in all parties.
Well, obviously, you just on the controversy part, the call's not coming from inside the house. But Brown puts 60 points up on the Red Blacks this week on the revenge game. How long does do the fans start going, well, we like Zach, but...
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I mean, I guess the one part about it is that the fan base probably wants it more than the coaching staff. But I mean, we know that Mike O'Shea is an incredibly loyal person. He's gone out of his way, whether Dru Brown was here or previous to when Dru Brown was not here, to go out of his way saying he still believes Zach Collaros is the best quarterback in the CFL. Now, again, I don't see the numerical data to back that up currently, but Zach's track record counts for a lot in this market. Again, going back to the Grey Cup game in Regina where Toronto beat them. I mean, Zach he was limited because of his injury, but he was not at his best in that game. I mean, Zach needs to elevate when the chips are down. He has done it before, and the Bombers still believe that he can do it again. But yeah, I mean, the other element too, guys, right? He brings that mobility element that's not there in a 37-year-old Zach Collaros. I mean, that's just a fact. But, he also brings 2 Grey Cups, and there's a lot of victories that have been posted by Zach Collaros during his tenure. And the Bombers were not exactly in a great position at the quarterback spot when he arrived that year at the trade deadline, sparking a stretch of 5 consecutive trips to the Grey Cup, even though, yes, there's a Buffalo Bills run at the end of it. But yeah, I mean, it's super interesting. I mean, the one other thing, too, I mean, Chris Streveler, you guys have seen, he's doing an incredible job on TV, and he was an incredible warrior and ability to battle. But, I mean, Dru Brown is also a different option than Chris Streveler was, even though he was a human bulldozer and got a lot accomplished. And he, too, I mean, we're talking about, how the coach feels about him. I mean, Mike O'Shea has constantly referenced Chris Streveler's ability to be part of championship teams, playing through ridiculous injuries and getting touchdowns, even at a time when when he'd get his chance to start, he wasn't exactly piling up a bunch of yardage, but he's such a high character player and a guy that was beloved. There was still room for him, and he's still, his retirement party earlier in the year got people went wild to see him again in the fur coat and all of those things. So again, this is not just going to be we know it's a what have you done for me sport, but I think Zach Collaros is going to be given plenty of leash to, to still show that he is the number one guy. But I mean, the beauty of the CFL is that, the handing of the baton is not always as smooth as maybe the athletes would want it to be, right? So that pressure to perform, I think, is even going to be ratcheted up more with Dru Brown's arrival, even though they're good buddies and supportive of one another.
And looking at the defensive side with a guy getting up there, but he seemed to found a second win, Willie Jefferson has definitely picked up his play from last year. He's almost looking like pre-COVID Willie. He's playing really solid right now.
Yeah, bang on. He hadn't had 2 sacks in a game for a number of years. I don't have it in front of me here, but it was a lot longer than you would think, given his ability to terrorize opposing quarterbacks. And guys, I would say too, the addition of Jake Ceresna has really also helped Willie. I mean, he's been getting a ton of double teams for a long, long time, but now when you have another great edge rusher like Ceresna, now the other thing too, I mean, Ceresna got hurt in the second game fairly early. So then their ability to pressure the quarterback. I mean, Ceresna had 3 sacks in the opener against Calgary. The second game, they didn't get a bunch of pressure on Bo Levi. In the third game, it was kind of just okay. And now, again, you're seeing Ceresna make a big impact. And now Jefferson also opening up spaces for him to make an impact in the last couple of games here. So, yeah, Barney, I mean, to your point that you sent to me by text, I mean, the Bomber defense is this great complex puzzle here, because there are times where teams have pushed down the field with very limited pushback. That game against Hamilton, the home game specifically, and even against the Elks at times. But there have been other times where the defense has looked unstoppable, like unbelievable, and that they won't give up another point yet. And there were 2 games where they gave up drives late where they couldn't get the stop that they needed to lose those games. And now you're wondering, well, what's the deal? The defense has been so good the last couple of years. There have been times where it's bend but don't break, but there have been other times where they've been kind of getting beaten on explosion plays and deep down the field. And to your point, that happens when you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, right? When Ceresna and Jefferson are making life miserable for the quarterback, then the back end is held up pretty well. And you got guys like Major Williams having interceptions and making critical plays. So that part has definitely been probably the most inconsistent part, but there's also been flashes where you're like, oh, okay. Again, this isn't a return to Swaggerville per se, but there are elements to it that make you think, oh, well, yeah, actually the defense is going to be totally fine. Now the offense has got to get going. So they've sort of like ping-ponged the ball back and forth between, I need you to be better. No, I need you to be better. Actually, we're both okay, but let's see if they can do it for an extended period of time.
Yeah, like I said in a message earlier, and Greg just here, like I can't figure the 2026 Blue Bombers out yet. Like, I know we're only at the quarter pole.
Yeah.
For most teams, I don't know. I feel that they're the team that come later in the season. It's like, well, how didn't we see this? Like, we could have been talking about this.
But there's a lot of teams like that this year. The parity in the league this year seems, other than Ottawa, seems to be very tight this year. Any team can beat another team. The fact that BC's 1-3 is blowing everyone away. They could easily beat a 3-1 team. It's nice to see, actually.
Yeah, super fun. And then again, too, you guys just saw Hamilton roll through town, and the difference between having Bo Levi Mitchell versus Trey Ford or Jake Dolegala, I mean, it's night and day, right? I mean, they were almost non-competitive in those games, yet Mitchell absolutely sliced and diced the Bombers defense up for a ton of yards in that game earlier this year. So, I mean, this is the beauty of the sport. We got to talk about it every week, but we know the CFL season doesn't really start until Labor Day. And that's kind of the beauty. Then you're sort of, to use a great Saskatchewan pun, you're separating the wheat from the chaff, after September, because there is so much parity and there's so much Jekyll and Hyde in the early going, right? I mean, there's going to be teams where we think may never win a game, and all of a sudden they'll rattle off 4 in a row and somehow get themselves back in the crossover situation. And then there's another team that looks like they were never going to lose a game, and then they might lose 3 or 4 in a row, and you're scratching your head saying, well, what happened to those guys from July and August? I mean, it's just such a, the beautiful part of the league, and that's what makes it fun to watch.
And almost every team is one injury away from, things going sideways. I want to talk about that receiving core in Winnipeg, and kind of actually looking forward to watching things live when it comes to Labor Day and then the return match as well. You got Ontario Wilson, who had a heck of a game last game out, but then Tommy Neild, Nick Dembski, Tim White, they got some Oliveira in the backfield as well that can catch the balls, but they do have some receivers there. Did you, and I know you said you weren't watching the game, but I'm sure you probably maybe watched the reruns or whatever. Did Dru Brown seem to favor, was it Wilson? Did he seem to favor him, or was he just looking, going check down, getting the ball out to whoever was open?
Yeah, I'd say the one thing about the Bombers, no matter who's been at the controls this year, Barney, is that they've done a really good job of distributing the ball, right? I mean, this isn't a situation where Kenny Lawler's getting 12 passes a night and, somebody's sitting on the corner, kind of waving their hand saying, I wouldn't mind one over here. The one thing about the Tommy Condon offense is that they've been spreading the love around. I mean, Tommy Neild had his first 100-yard game as a CFLer. I think it was in that game against Hamilton earlier in the year. I think there was some natural chemistry with Nick Dembski and Dru Brown dating back to when they worked together before. Wilson's always going to be a threat, but again, it's interesting because the Bombers don't have that necessarily one threat that you can, if you throw a blanket around, Keyshawn Johnson, you shut down the entire offense, right? So, Tim White has had some explosion plays. Maybe, again, you're thinking maybe these guys are going to be in the end zone all the time, but again, I would also caution to people that think it can't happen. I mean, the Bombers have also used 4 quarterbacks already this year, and they played 5 games, right? I mean, yes, Perkins has only been used mostly in short yardage, but there's been a lot. It's a new offensive coordinator. There's a lot of new pieces in the offense. So I would say too, I mean, you guys know this from watching, you're probably not seeing, everyone says it's, entire playbook by week 5. Sure. But again, this is a team that knows how to win, even though they had a step back last year, obviously. I would say the Bombers offense is probably not going to be at peak efficiency until we get to closer to Labor Day time. And then you're going to kind of see where things are at. And the thing with Oliveira, there have been times where his usage has been a little bit more limited because the Bombers have fallen behind by a couple touchdowns. But then there's also times where, late in the road game against Hamilton, where all they did was give it to Brady, and they kept getting first downs and another late score. So the Oliveira as a weapon, I don't think has changed. But when he's at his best, catching balls out of the backfield and bulldozing his way through, then it opens up those explosion plays for the 5 receiver sets and allows them to be a little bit more dangerous. And then the other part too that is kind of underrated, they've had a ton of players in flux on the O-line. Like they've had guys out, Patty Neufeld was out for a week, and Gabe Wallace is out, and they're breaking in Broxton, and like they've had a lot of the Bombers have been like team continuity for like the last 7 years. They've had a lot of disruption at a lot of critical positions, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why they're just over 500. Chance to go to 4-2 on Sunday, but. To your point, Barney, I mean, they're hard to figure out because you're trying to measure the quality of competition, but then you're also trying to figure out, well, what is this team actually going to be really good at, and what do they need to improve at? I mean, they can improve in a lot of areas, and then all of a sudden Trey Vavel takes one down to the house call from 129, and you're like, well, who cares about the offense if you got a guy that can run it the entire length of the field, right? So it's been interesting to monitor, and again, I think their best football is probably on the horizon, and that's sort of the way that Mike O'Shea coaches his teams to begin with. But I think too, there's also been a little bit. I wouldn't say the mood is different, but we haven't heard a lot of that whole. We got to go 1-0 this week because you're the best team or one of the best teams. They know they're kind of in the middle of the pack here and would like to kind of be closer to the top of the pack than the middle of the pack.
Kenny Wiebe's joining us from the Winnipeg Free Press. By the way, Benny, he's got roots in Manitoba, just texted in saying, this guy is awesome. You got to get him on more. He's loving what you're throwing down. Kenny, while we got you here, though, got to ask you, my man, what's the update on Connor Hellebuck? I know you cover the Jets in and out. What can we expect something soon? Where are things?
Yeah, I think this is probably one of those situations where, I mean, again, I think that depending on who you talk to, they were, fairly close on a lot of levels to making a deal with Buffalo on draft night. Obviously, the big breakdown being that the Jets were trying to secure both the 4th overall pick from Buffalo and keep the 8th pick. I think they wanted to have Viggo Bjork and Daxon Rudolph, and that's a way to you can move a franchise pillar, but then you're adding a future number 1 center and a future number 1 right shot defenseman. So now you feel more comfortable maybe rolling with Stuart Skinner and UPL as your goalie tandem. So to me, obviously Buffalo didn't want to do it. And I was talking about this today with someone, guys. I mean, Jets fans are up in arms saying, oh, well, why not just include the 4th overall pick? Well, you got to remember here, they already gave up Bo Byram to get the number 4 overall pick. So you're not just trading the pick, you're trading Bo Byram essentially and the 4th overall pick to get Hellebuck. And then probably the Jets were asking for more than that, right? So yeah, I would say this is probably a situation where you have Kevin Cheveldayoff, you have Jarmo Kekalainen, you kind of felt you got close, and maybe you sort of retreat to your respective corners and say, let's take a breath and let's see where things go in the offseason here. The thing we know about the NHL is that when there is a deadline, it generally sparks action. Now, there's no action really until training camp or October 2nd now. So, and the Jets have been very firm with this, and you guys have seen it for the last 15 years. Evander Kane, Jacob Trouba, insert name here, Pierre-Luc Dubois. I mean, they've had plenty of guys ask for trades, and many of them on multiple occasions, and rarely do the Jets just say, you know what? Why not take one of our best players? Patrick Laine, I hear you. Why not just take the guy who had 100 goals as a teenager? No big deal. So, again, I'm not saying the Jets are holding out to get, a ridiculous Godfather offer, but they're also not going to give away a guy who is 1 year removed from winning a 3rd Vezina and a Hart Trophy. I mean, that's just not the way that it works. Now, if you're on the other side of the coin, you're arguing in that fan base in Buffalo saying, well, hey, man, the guy's 33, had a tough year, statistically, and he's got 5 more years at 8.5 sheets. I mean, that's a lot of, it looks team friendly when another guy's making 18, but you're also playing that player until he's 37 years old, right?
Yeah.
So that's a thing where, but also too, this is a guy who's been a workhorse, durable, all of those things. The 3 weeks he missed last year were the first time he missed any injury time in his career in a decade. So, but because of what happened to Carey Price, I think there's GMs that say, oh, I got to put up the caution flag because even though he's been durable, is he going to be durable in his mid to late 30s?
Yeah. I feel, and we'll probably catch up in a couple of weeks here, I feel it's going to be one of those ones where something comes from left field and I'm like, Whoa, we didn't talk about
Oh,
that.
Utah, goodness.
We didn't
what
see
about
that
Columbus
coming.
here?
Kenny, where we'll be drinking? We'll be having a pint at Labor Day. Going, well, yeah, we were way off. Quickly before we let you go, we got about a minute and a half here left. Do you got a couple of picks? Who do you think? Who do you like in the Open? Let's talk some golf here.
Sure, yeah. Just wrapping up the Jets for those folks that didn't see it. Cole Perfetti, 5x6 is a smart move for them. In the golf, I mean, again, it's tough to not like Rory. I mean, Shane Lowry is a guy who in the Open you're thinking of. Justin Rose, and I think some people may explode, but like in terms of sentimentality and story, I mean, Tommy Fleetwood on a week, it would feel like Tommy Fleetwood might have something to say this weekend as well. But again, I mean, it's not just going to be those guys, but also Bombers Golf Course. So who knows? But I said Tommy Fleetwood earlier in the week. I'll probably stick with that. But again, it's tough not to think Rory and Shane Lowry and some of those European guys who kind of love. It feels like they have an advantage playing links golf up there. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah. It's my favorite. I can't wait to start watching late tonight. All right, Kenny, I know you've been covering golf. Appreciate you as always. We'll have to do this again in a couple of weeks. Have one tonight and have a good sleep. Get back out in the heat.
Thanks for having me. And hey, how about Winkler's finest, Tristan Peters, late addition to the All-Star game. Two of us were center fielders for the Pembina Valley Orioles, but only one of us played in the MLB All-Star game, as it turns out. So, and a cool moment for him coming up, guys. He's going to be in Toronto for the first time playing the Jays this weekend with the White Sox. So,
right on.
Folks in southern Manitoba are fired up.
They say though, if Kenny would have had a better diet, he might have made it. Always a pleasure, buddy.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a great night.
Kenny Wiebe. You can follow him. He's a great follow on Twitter. Lots of knowledge. You can follow him at Weeb's World, at Weeb's World, Winnipeg Free Press, and he's also on the Kenny and Rennie Show. Okay, we got to go to break, and then we are going to have the sports ticker, and we are going to piece off this fillet of fish. We are really going to do it. It's Where Do You Land Wednesday. Curtis can't wait. Greg can't wait. It's the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Argentina defeats England at the World Cup. It's Argentina versus Spain in the final. 2-1 the final earlier this afternoon. Western Canadian Baseball League tonight. Regina's hosting Brooks. Moose Jaw plays welcome to Fort McMurray. And the Saskatoon Berries welcome Lethbridge. Oh, and Swift too, hosting Energy City. NHL news today. Steve Yzerman will no longer be the general manager of the Detroit Red Wings, moving into an advisor role, it sounds like. And then you just heard Kenny Wiebe as well. Cole Perfetti and the Winnipeg Jets avoid arbitration with a 5 times $6 million a year extension on that. Cha-ching is right. It's for Steelcraft Doors in Regina, Prince Albert, Saskatoon, covering all of Saskatchewan. Made in Western Canada for Western Canada. When you need a garage door, it's Steelcraft Doors. All right, Where Do You Land Wednesday? It was. I've never seen anybody in 49 years. I've never been with anybody that's ordered a fillet of fish. I don't know how. In 1962, the fillet of fish started. It was one of the McDonald's restaurants in Montford Heights, Ohio, in response to declining hamburger sales on Fridays due to the practice of abstaining from meat on that day. A lot of people messaged in earlier talking about that. Then it's kind of gone. I don't know. Somebody's eating them, because the text messages today been off the charts. Really good to see it all then. Okay. It's Express Wrestling, whoever. You got to give us your name on YouTube chat. It's been awesome today as well. Okay, so I ordered us a fillet of fish. And this is gross for some of you that are watching on YouTube, but the three of us are going to do it. Have you ever tried one of these, Curtis?
I have. I don't recall if it was any good.
Greg, have you?
The first time.
Your face right now, man. Okay, here we go.
Sniff test.
Smells like fish.
It's fillet of fish. Here we go.
Must be fish. Mm-hmm. Initial thoughts?
I like tartar sauce.
The tartar sauce is good.
I'm not a fan.
It's kind of, it's not bad, and then suddenly it kind of has an aftertaste.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The tartar sauce hit. I was loving it.
Yeah.
And then, all right, that was that. We gave it.
That is
We gave it the old college try, boys.
that is something I put in my mouth.
The flavors are, it's an after party.
Oh,
they're
man.
sticking around.
I'm the only
They're
one.
dancing.
I ordered a combo. I have the root beer.
I wish I would have kept some fries. You take that out.
Oh, there is some at the bottom of this here.
There we go.
During the news, I was debating on getting a coffee because I love a late coffee. And then I was like, ooh, coffee and Fillet O'Fish doesn't sound like a good combo.
You know what I'm going to do? Because tomorrow I got to come here a little bit earlier. I should save that last little chunk of Fillet of Fish and then put it in the microwave for like 4 minutes just before I leave. And then walk out and be like, I forgot.
My bad. I was hungry.
Oh my lord.
Okay, I'm glad we did it. And I'm everybody that texted in today that has said, yes, they order it or they have ordered it or they know people that ordered it. There we go.
You're sadists. I'm telling you that right now. You
where
are
you land.
sadists. What is that?
No, thank you. Not for me. Not I. We'll have to do this again. We'll have to figure out something.
Next Wednesday?
Bulls fan in Florida. Coffee and Fillet of Fish will have your stomach rumbling like an 808 drum.
Probably.
My rating out of 10 Express Wrestling would be... I don't even know if I can. For me, this is for me. I'm not a fish guy. I like fish and chips wrapped up in newspaper, dipped in lots of tartar sauce, here and there. Now I got the hiccups, I think. Fillet of fish give you hiccups? I'll look that up. I would say, for me, 3 out of 10. The tartar sauce is the 3, and the bun, maybe a half, 3.5, and then the fish... Sorry, that's for other people.
Yeah.
You?
No, the tartar sauce is good. First hit of tartar sauce, good. After that, it was... Yeah, it was there.
You ever made your own tartar sauce at home? I remember my sister taught me how to do this. It's mayonnaise, relish, and a little bit of mustard, I think.
I believe so. I've never made my own, but...
What are you rating it?
That's a 2.
2? Okay. The Deuce. Curtis?
You know what? I'm a huge seafood guy. I love fish. I give it 6.5. 6.5.
You gave that thing we just ate 6.5 out
Not
of
bad.
10?
I'm going to finish it.
There's some in that
there's some
garbage. There's a
over
little
here,
chunk in
right
that
there.
garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Or tomorrow when I put it in the microwave, go and grab it. Ugh. Okay, man. All good. Hey, we didn't play this yet. Can you play? This is crazy. Even if you're not a golf fan, Scotty Scheffler's interviews and sound bites, one a year, starting to become beautiful. Here is him talking to the media yesterday at the Open.
I don't really play like for a place in history. I'm not playing for anything like that because, like, it's going to sound a little morbid, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to live my life and then it's going to end. And when it ends, I'm going somewhere else and I'm not going to be here anymore. And so.
Yep. We're all dying.
He's getting, his French fries are key right now, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, I can't wait to sit and watch. Okay, so we got to get to a lot of these text messages. Prairie Den Rentals text line before the top of the hour. Antoine from Regina, I would love to see A&W bring back the chubby chicken.
You still got it.
But maybe he's talking to, like, didn't they actually have, like, bone-in, like, chicken?
Oh, yes, I think they did. Maybe that's it.
Roscoe, you're gross. He says, we will eat leftover pickerel fillets on a bun. No, thank you.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe the homemade stuff's better. I don't mind a good pickerel.
Paul saying Hamilton signed Harrison Frost as their quarterback. We talked about that earlier in hour 1. You are correct there. Brandon White City, Fillet of Fish with ketchup is my wife's go-to burger. And
Ooh.
yes, she's skinny.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
People that like ketchup, though, could eat it on, like, my sister. I have one sister that can eat ketchup on anything, and yeah, it's weird.
Here's always my rule. It has to be on a meat product. Like, people that just eat it on, like, KD can't do that. I just can't.
So Andrew is the one that said you won't be disappointed with a fillet of fish. He says, "Oh dear,
Andrew, you're wrong."
Guess my enthusiasm and excitement was premature. My dad always said, "There's no accounting for taste. I guess you can like what you want." Great text message. 403, no name though. Surf and turf with extra tartar sauce from the McDonald's in Stettler, Alberta. You can't go wrong. Fillet of fish McGriddle. Would be a popular breakfast sandwich. That's got to be a joke.
That's got to be wrong.
Horseradish and tartar sauce is a must. That's 3 text messages there.
There's probably someone out there that gets himself a custom Fillet O'Fish with KD with ketchup on it. So just like a real mixture, the ketchup and the KD and the Fillet O'Fish. What a combo.
No.
Pat came back and said, "Told you it was awful. You guys are just being polite." Oh, what a show. It's all because of you guys, though, that listen and text in and message in and watch on the YouTube chat and go in. Prairie Line Rentals text line 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner. Go in and support our sponsors as well. Western Pizza. It's a night for Western Pizza. It's always a night for Western Pizza. It was for Regina Motor Products on this Wednesday. Summer offer now until October 31st. Receive a $25 Esso gift card with a purchase of a vehicle health check and oil change package. Visit RMP today. Greg, thanks as always for coming in.
Always fun.
Well, you didn't expect that.
Next time, no fish sandwiches.
Curtis, good job as always. I'm back tomorrow with Sharky. Listen to the podcast for Freeze, Tom, and Lumber if you missed any of it. We'll talk to you again in about 23 hours.